signs. Get paid for silence. That's the whole thing. Silence do good. Silence do good letter was written by Benjamin Franklin. Made me realize these things.
Yeah, no.
We're not paid.
Actually, there's people also.
They're paid for their silence, their willingness to.
There's also chosen people that are supposed to be silent in a lot of situations. But it needs to go in order. Situations. You know what I mean? Silence is not bad, all that.
But silence allows for things to continue.
To protect you from things.
Gateway Community Services, and the other is a nonprofit, Gateway Community Services Maine. The LLC is the one under investigation for possible fraud.
The nonprofit is also under investigation. That is by the U.S. House Oversight Committee.
This particular location and Gateway Community Services, it's a Somali Democrat Medicaid fraud because this is an organization with elaborate and extensive ties to the Maine Democratic Party, including Governor Janet Mills and her administration.
And we're back, y'all. Thank you for watching today. Go ahead and hit that like button, my people. You know that it helps us out a ton. And of course, it helps you because it helps us keep.
New England's Homeland Security Investigations Unit is taking a closer look at Maine businesses.
The agency shared these photos on X, reminding employers that hiring unauthorized workers carries serious penalties and can undermine national security. The agency says it is auditing companies to check for fraud and whether workers are legally employed. We reached out to authorities asking for an interview, but we have not yet heard back. However, we were able to confirm with a spokesperson for Gateway Community Services, LLC, that its Lewiston location did get a visit from Homeland Security agents.
The spokesperson could not confirm when agents were there, but Homeland posted those photos Tuesday. That same healthcare company is facing accusations of MaineCare fraud, and it's fighting back against those accusations from Republican lawmakers.
So you're going to be hearing this name a lot, Gateway Community Services. But see, the way they structured this business, y'all, is they set up a for-profit business, an LLC, but they also set up a nonprofit by the same name in the same building, practically the same office, apparently. So now you have Gateway, which is a nonprofit, and you have Gateway, which is a for-profit, which people are saying helps with the alleged fraud.
Nonprofits and forming Medicaid agencies. The particular agency in question is called Gateway Community Services. And it's a for-profit company that just has a 501c3 filing in order to accept grant money when you need a C3 filing. But it has an office on Canal Street in Lewiston. And I was actually on site there investigating and doing some monologues in front of the building when about 15 HSI agents rolled up with what appeared to be a search warrant. It looked like they were coming there to take away computers and filing cabinets. And what's interesting about that building, Guy, is it's kind of a nexus for a host of migrant-run NGOs. There's the Maine Immigrant Right Coalition there, Generational NOR, a bunch of home health care agencies that also bill Medicaid, or as we call it in Maine, MaineCare. So this is a building that serves as kind of a catch-all space for tons of migrant organizations.
So the allegation here is that the for-profit business can get certain types of funding, so that money would come in, but other types of funding, let's say grants, might only apply to a nonprofit. So you set up your nonprofit so you can get that money too. And in the middle of all of this, according to this commentator, is the Maine Democratic Party headed by Governess Janet Mills. So they import the migrants, they get migrant funding, and then they use Gateway to start to distribute that money. And of course, that comes back in the form of votes. It comes back in the form of goodwill from the people, and maybe even like campaign contributions and that sort of thing.
And another thing I would say about this particular location and Gateway Community Services is that it's not just a Somali Medicaid fraud, it's a Somali Democrat Medicaid fraud, because this is an organization with elaborate and extensive ties to the main Democratic Party, including Governor Janet Mills and her administration. There are two Democratic lawmakers, Representative Yusuf and Representative Decca Delac, who have both, they're state lawmakers, members of the Democratic Party. And Janet Mills, when she was forming the Office of New Americans as a migrant resettlement agency for the state of Maine, picked a woman named Eklis Ahmed, who is a former employee of Gateway Community Services. And furthermore, Gateway received many no-bid contracts from the Mills administration for the purposes of doing community health outreach work, which involved registering migrants to vote in the 2022 election. So this is not just any run-of-the-mill organization that was fraudulently billing Medicaid, allegedly. It's one that was very, very well tied and connected to the main Democratic Party and remains tied to the Democratic Party.
So the state's Republicans in Maine, they're like, oh, okay, y'all, that's how y'all playing it, right? So they're like incensed at this point, not only because of the way the money's flowing, but they're seeing that this is not just an ideological, hey, let's help out the migrants, that this seems to be a political weapon that has been formed against them and used against them. And now they're starting to speak out against it.
So there are two separate but related entities in this story about alleged Medicaid fraud. The first is that LLC, Gateway Community Services, and the other is a nonprofit, Gateway Community Services Maine. The LLC is the one under investigation for possible fraud after a state audit, not the nonprofit. But as State House Republicans made clear, they see a clear connection between the two that goes beyond a similar name.
I believe what we have uncovered so far is only scratching the surface of fraud here in Maine.
Gateway has two separate but related organizations in Maine. Gateway Community Services Maine, the nonprofit, and Gateway Community Services LLC, the company. Both were founded in 2016 by Abdullah Ahi Ali, a Somali refugee who resettled in Maine around 2009. Not only do they share a founder, they share addresses, one on Canal Street in Lewiston, the other on Forest Avenue in Portland. According to the company Gateway's lawyer, Ali is no longer involved with the nonprofit. He also said the nonprofit and company do not share staff. He said while the two share addresses, the nonprofit rents space from the company. The Department of Health and Human Services is investigating a credible allegation of fraud against Gateway, the company.
It's even so bad, y'all, that as we've reported previously, it looks like the founder of Gateway may have used, and I'm using that word may have used some of the funds from Maine to fund a militia, which is an army, to fund a militia in Somalia with hopes of becoming the president of a state in Somalia.
The nonprofit is also under investigation. That is by the U.S. House Oversight Committee.
Congressman James Comer has launched a federal investigation and has requested bank records connected to Gateway and related entities.
The company's lawyer says the nonprofit does not bill MaineCare. According to a statement from the board of directors, the nonprofit is funded through grants and charitable contributions.
Why was Gateway Community Services, a company that had already received multiple notices of overbilling, allowed to sit on the steering committee to receive funding tied to the Lewiston Shooting Victims Fund?
But a spokesperson for the Maine Community Fund says that's not exactly correct. She said the nonprofit, not the company, was on the steering committee and received funds.
A company whose CEO reportedly spent time traveling to Somalia and running for president there and organizing a privately funded militia.
According to a statement from the company Gateway, Ali did once run for elected office in Somalia. He also did provide, quote, modest financial support for the Jubaland State Forces. That money was apparently for logistical, medical, and supply support. The statement goes on to say the use of militias weaponizes established stereotypes of Somali people.
So I know this is confusing, y'all. Let me just break it down in a summary. In this specific situation, they're saying that Gateway Community Services is essentially two different, let's say, businesses. One is an actual business, which is an LLC, and one is a nonprofit. They can both pull from different pots of government funding. And the allegation further goes that the Democrats are funneling money into these two different Gateway Community Services organizations in order to get political goodwill from the people, and also in order to get votes, bring people into Maine, pump up the voter base, secure any type of Democrat advantage that they may have in Maine, and also further can be extrapolated that some of this money may circulate back around from the government coffers through Gateway and other organizations and may circulate back around in the form of campaign contributions, etc., in order to help Maine politicians, particularly Democrat, that's the allegation, to help Democrats with votes and with campaign funding and community goodwill. So that would be kind of like an overview of what this video just laid out. Again, these are the allegations that they are making. They're not my allegations. I'm just reporting what people are saying. So with what you've seen, do you believe that that's what's happening? Because see, Democrats, what they will do is they will propose this as, oh, this is just goodwill. Oh, this is just helping out people who come from a tough environment. Oh, we're just helping out people who are running away from violence in their countries.
Suspension of MaineCare payments. State auditors say in this document that there is a credible allegation of fraud that they're investigating regarding Gateway Community Services.
In the House oversight demands for certain banking reports, they list as persons of interest the company's founder and CEO, Abdullahi Ali, the Somali American who, while at the time serving as executive director for Gateway, last year ran for president, which is essentially governor of Jubaland.
Of MaineCare fraud against a healthcare provider in Portland, Gateway Community Services. Just late this afternoon, the State Department of Health and Human Services issued two big documents that tell us some important things. One is this: it's a suspension of MaineCare payments. State auditors say in this document that there is a credible allegation of fraud that they're investigating regarding Gateway Community Services. They also released the results of a third audit. We told you about two audits that took place many years ago that the state told us about earlier this month. Well, they just released the results of a third audit that took place between 2021 and the end of 2022. They found in that audit that Gateway overbilled MaineCare by more than $1 million. And a spokesperson for DHHS told us during those prior audits that we were asking about that anytime that they have to recoup more than $100,000, that it's considered significant. So this $1 million is certainly a big deal. Auditors wrote in the report to Gateway Community Services that these are not only widespread, but repeated errors. And they say, we've educated you on this before, we've penalized you on this before, and now Gateway has 60 days to appeal this latest finding by the state. Now, this also lines up with some data that we had requested from the Department of Health and Human Services about how much money did Gateway get in MaineCare dollars from 2019 to 2024. They gave us those numbers. They say it was about $4 to $5 million a year, a total of $28 million. We reached out to the lawyer for Gateway and said, what's the deal with this? He said those gross revenue figures don't really account for the full cost for Gateway delivering its services. They have multiple locations, more than 100 employees, most of whom are not new Americans. He said that Gateway incurs significant fixed operating costs to provide these services and that their net revenue is substantially lower. So then we reached out to the lawyer again to ask him about this latest finding. He said Gateway received that notice. Right now the reimbursements are paused. Gateway has very little information of what this is based upon besides that notice. They said they're going to take time to review it and respond to the allegations. They say they stand by their previous statements.
So let's find out who is this person who heads up Gateway, y'all. His name is Abdullahi Ali. Take a look at this brief little clip, and then we'll get into the proof. He actually did an interview about his running for a governmental office in Somalia.
Important to note, in the House oversight demands for certain banking reports, they list as persons of interest the company's founder and CEO, Abdullahi Ali, the Somali American who, while at the time serving as executive director for Gateway, last year ran for president, which is essentially governor of Jubaland, a state in Somalia south of borders Kenya. Also listed, former assistant executive director and current U.S. state representative for Maine, Deka Dalak.
So we had reported on this previously that he had run for, he ran for warlord in Somalia. And that's because the reports say that he had to show them that he could get a militia together. And in case you don't know what a militia is, it's like kind of a small army. And so people have been saying that he's taking money out of Maine and sending it over there to fund the army. that part, of course, he did not comment on in this interview, but he absolutely did say he was running for what I say warlord in Somalia, y'all. This is wild. Check this out.
One of your main stated goals in your campaign platform is driving out the extremist group Al-Shabaab. How dangerous of a task is that? And are you concerned about your own safety?
Of course, I'm, concerned of what that would look like. I am prepared to face the concern and the challenges, and I don't lead. I will put everything on the table, including assassination attacks against myself and others.
How has your experience in leadership roles in Maine influenced your feeling that you're fit to lead in your home country?
I have spent about 15 years in Maine. Most of that for the last 10 years, I have been running organizations in Maine. And in the last 4 years, I have also led an organization that is based in Maine but has offices in Kenya and provide services in East Africa.
And I'm just going to loop this in, y'all. This is totally unsubstantiated. I'm not even going to play the audio from this. If you want to see what this person said, I believe is on. If you want to see what this person said, you can check out Mila Joy on X. He's making allegations that Abdullahi, let's just say, was trying to silence a journalist who's reporting on all of this supposed fraud at Gateway. Again, there's no way for me to know. I didn't find any independent reporting on that.
When it came time to take things to the next level, I knew that I had to make a website. And
White House Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy and Homeland Security Advisor Stephen Miller revealed a bombshell over the weekend, claiming that the Somali fraud operation in Minnesota is the single greatest theft of taxpayer dollars in American history.
Based on what we have found so far, we believe that the Somali fraud operation in Minnesota is the single greatest theft of taxpayer dollars through welfare fraud in American history. We believe that we have only scratched the very top of the surface of how deep this goes. And you're familiar with all the scams with pretending that children have autism who are not in fact autistic, with pretending to enroll people in food programs when in fact nobody was ever enrolled, and engaging in massive fraud, lying, and theft and grift on a scale we've never seen before in American history. The total bill, the total tab for this is going to be far beyond the numbers we've already seen reported. We believe the state government is fully complicit in this scheme, and we believe that what we are going to uncover is going to shock the American people.
He then went on to expose the Somali community at the heart of this fraud, claiming.
So it's really amazing how the fraud in Minnesota is no different than the fraud in Maine. It happens to be the same as the fraud that's happening in Ohio. So I want the good people to comprehend that this is not an isolated event to a singular state. Rather, this is happening in every state. And that just hasn't been reported on yet. This is Skywatch News out of Australia.
75%
laughing at us because we're fucking stupid.
of the Somali community in Minnesota are on welfare.
Look, based on the records that we already have, and this is a significant undercount, by the way, 75% of the Somali population in Minnesota is on welfare. But that's likely a significant undercount of just how much of a financial burden the Somali refugee population is imposing on this country.
Online commentators blasted the governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz, for failing to act whilst leading the state at the time of the fraud.
And how is Governor Mills of Maine any different than Governor Walz of Minnesota? Who has a higher testosterone count? Governor Mills of Maine or Governor Mills of Minnesota?
With commentator Nick Sauter saying, "No way Walz didn't know, not a chance." Fox News deep dove into this further, revealing Tim Walz and Ilhan Omar were photographed with Somalis convicted in the fraud scheme.
All right, this news just breaking moments ago. Fox News has obtained photos of one of the Somali illegal immigrants wrapped up in the Minnesota fraud scandal, posing with several high-profile Minnesota Democrats, including Congresswoman Ilhan Omar and Governor Tim Walz. The man pictured is Abdul Dahir Ibrahim. He entered the country in 2000 and has had an order for removal since 2004. He also has a prior conviction in Canada for asylum and welfare fraud. ICE tells Fox News Ibrahim was granted temporary protected status for 10 years, but should have never been eligible.
And Donald Trump has had enough, unleashing on the Somali community.
And they contribute nothing. The welfare is like 88%. They contribute nothing. I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you. Okay? Somebody would say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care. I don't want them in our country. Their country's no good for a reason. Their country stinks, and we don't want them in our country. I could say that about other countries too. We don't want them to hell. We have to rebuild our country. You know, our country's at a tipping point. We could go bad. We're at a tipping point. I don't know if people mind me saying that, but I'm saying it. We could go one way or the other, and we're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country. Ilhan Omar is garbage. She's garbage. Her friends are garbage. These aren't people that work. These aren't people that say, let's go, come on, let's make this place great. These are people that do nothing but complain. They complain. And from where they came from, they got nothing. You know, they came from paradise, and they said, this isn't paradise. But when they come from hell, and they complain and do nothing but bitch, we don't want them in our country.
Senator Scott Bessent doubled down, exposing how the fraud took place.
A lot of money has been transferred from the individuals who committed this fraud, including those who donated to the governor, donated to Representative Omar, and donated to A.G. Ellison. But they've been transferred to something called MBSs. And those are
mortgage-backed security. What do you mean?
Sorry?
Transferred to what?
These are money, the Bureau services, and they are wire transfer organizations that are outside the regulated banking system. And that money has gone overseas, and we are tracking that both to the Middle East and to Somalia to see what the uses of that have been.
And the Administrator for Centers of Medicare and Medicaid Services, Dr. Mehmet Oz, claims the Walz administration turned a blind eye to the fraud in order to secure votes.
It's true. A Somali fraud ring in Minnesota stole over $1 billion from Medicaid. How did this happen? Well, Medicaid programs are run by the states, which in Minnesota means the Tim Walz administration. Governor Walz and the state's other Democrats rely on Somali votes to get elected. So they decided to look the other way because they were afraid of, quote unquote, political backlash. Don't take my word for it. That's what a Somali American fraud investigator told the New York Times. When these scammers realized that nobody was guarding the cash register, they went gangbusters. One program designed to provide housing stabilization assistance to patients ballooned to $104 million, when 4 years ago it was projected to cost only $2.6 million. Some of these taxpayer funds may have even ended up in the hands of a Somalian terrorist group. Scary stuff. When CMS became aware of the housing program situation, Minnesota insisted it could clean up its own mess. A few months ago, it admitted it could not. So we stepped in to shut down the fraud-infested housing initiative.
But whilst Republicans are slamming Ilhan Omar, she is claiming the Somali community are also the victims.
Of the 87 people charged, all but 8 are of Somali descent. And that has added to the spotlight being put specifically on your community. Why do you think this fraud was allowed to get so widespread?
Well, I want to say, this also has an impact on Somalis because we are also taxpayers in Minnesota. We also could have benefited from the program and the money that was stolen. And so it's been really frustrating for people to not acknowledge the fact that we're also as Minnesotans, as taxpayers, really upset and angry about the fraud that has occurred.
This commentator called out Omar, saying, so the people running the scheme are now the victims. This is some impressive spin. And whilst the Republicans are launching a full-scale investigation into the fraud, Tim Walz is deflecting to Trump's health.
Well, here we got a guy on Thanksgiving where we spent time with our families. We ate, we played Yahtzee, we cheered for football or whatever. This guy is apparently in a room ranting about everything else. This is not normal behavior. It is not healthy. And presidents throughout time have released a couple things. They've released their tax returns, not Donald Trump, and they've released their medical records, not Donald Trump. And look, the MRI is one thing, but I think what's most concerning about this is, as your viewers out there are listening, has anyone in the history of the world ever have an MRI assigned to them and have no idea what it was for, as he says? So look, it's clear the president's fading physically. I think the mental capacity, again, ranting, crazily at midnight on Thanksgiving about everything else. There's reasons for us to be concerned. This is a guy that randomly says the airspace over Venezuela is closed. He's ruminating on if you could win a nuclear war. Look, this is a serious position. It's the most powerful position in the world. And we have someone at midnight throwing around slurs that demonize our children. And at the same time, he's not solving any of the problems. So I'm deeply concerned that he is incapable of doing the job.
Pet stores are trying to ban this $39 robot puppy because kids actually prefer it over real pets. I've been a grandmother for 15 years, and this is the smartest purchase I've ever made. Last month, I got my granddaughter Emma this smart robotic puppy called Wuffy. I still can't believe what this tiny guy can do. This isn't just some stuffed animal. Wuffy has smart technology inside that recognizes Emma's voice and responds to her. He sits on command, barks when you talk to him, walks around the house, even tilts his head and wags his tail exactly like a real puppy. The first time Emma saw him, her face absolutely lit up. She hugged him tight and refused to let go. I could tell she felt more at peace and joyful than she'd been in months. She's sleeping better now and has been smiling constantly. Wuffy comes in two gorgeous colors, white and brown. I picked brown because it reminded me of my childhood pup. What I love most is watching Emma with him. When she pets his head, his tail wags and he makes these sweet puppy sounds back. It's like having a real puppy, but made from completely safe materials. 3 neighbors have already asked where we adopted him from. That's how realistic he looks. Emma treats Wuffy like her best
friend. Isn't this wild?
This movie finally gives them a...
This is what you're voting for? MaineCare fraud. Mainers' tax dollars being used to finance Somalian warlords. Where your neighbors are going hungry. So that fucking Somalian warlords can have a militia on your money. Fucking wild.
Switch to TurboTax.
But at the same time, realize that this didn't happen without the consent of both parties. Both are equally guilty.
Aren't working, you have mucus plugs, dense blockages suffocating your airway.
In America, we trust diplomatic facilities to serve their people, not to traffic children across continents for cartels that assassinate mayors. November 15th, 2025, Minneapolis, Minnesota. 238 children rescued from a consulate basement. 847 victims trafficked through a Somalia to Mexico to China pipeline. $680 million in human trafficking profits linked to the cartel that murdered a Mexican mayor 14
I wonder how much money the governor of Maine got out of this and the governor of Minnesota.
days earlier. This wasn't a rogue criminal operation near a diplomatic facility. This was the Somali Cultural Liaison Office, claiming diplomatic immunity while operating as a human trafficking hub for Los Zetas cartel, moving children and adults from East Africa through Mexico to Chinese labor camps. The director, Ahmed Khalif Hassan, self-proclaimed honorary consul, community leader, advisor on refugee resettlement, featured speaker at UN conferences on displaced persons. And for 9 years, the Minneapolis coordinator for Los Zetas' transnational trafficking empire. The same cartel that murdered former Caso Manzo mayor Roberto Delgado on November 1st, 2025, when he threatened to expose their Minnesota connections. This morning, as FBI and ICE agents breached the consulate on Cedar Avenue, they found 238 children locked in basement rooms, shipping manifests routing human cargo from Mogadishu to Tijuana to Shanghai. And a wall of photos, including Mayor Delgado with a red X drawn across his face, and the date, 11/01/2024. 238 children in Minneapolis, 847 victims total, one murdered mayor, all connected. November 15th, 2025, 5:18 a.m., Cedar Avenue, Minneapolis. FBI Special Agent David Martinez stood outside a two-story building with a hand-painted sign, Somali Cultural Liaison Office, Honorary Consulate. Inside was Ahmed Khalif Hassan, someone Martinez had met at federal refugee conferences, someone who claimed diplomatic status. Now his target. At 5:18, FBI and ICE tactical teams breached both entrances. Ahmed was in his office on the second floor, on a satellite phone speaking Somali. He saw agents, tried to run. FBI, hands up! They tackled him, cuffed him. On his desk, a laptop open to encrypted messages, one message visible before he tried to close it. Shipment 47 cleared Tijuana. 34 children, ages 8 to 14. Los Zetas payment confirmed, $1.7 million. China buyers waiting in Shanghai. Itai says 18 days. Agent Martinez opened the laptop fully, found a spreadsheet, active pipeline, Q4 2025, Somalia to Mexico, 127 children, 89 adults. Mexico to China, 94 children, 67 adults. Status, in transit. Total revenue, $47.3 million. Human beings. Tracked like inventory. Martinez looked at Ahmed. Where are the children? Ahmed said nothing. An agent's voice crackled over radio. Sir, basement. You need to see this. Martinez descended narrow stairs. Steel door at the bottom, padlocked. They breached it. A hallway. 12 doors on each side. Each door locked from the outside. Martinez opened the first door. 14 children, ages 6 to 13, huddled on mattresses, terrified. Door after door. 238 children total, all from Somalia and Ethiopia. All told, they were being resettled to America for education. Instead, they were held in a Minneapolis basement, awaiting shipment to Chinese labor camps via Los Zetas cartel smuggling routes. On the basement wall, a map. Red lines showing routes. Mogadishu to Nairobi, to Cairo, to Tijuana, to Shanghai. And pinned to the map, a photo of a man. Red X drawn across his face. Mayor Roberto Delgado, Caso Manzo, Mexico, 11/01/2024. Eliminated. Martinez felt his blood run cold. Mayor Delgado had been assassinated 2 weeks ago, shot outside his home. Execution style. This basement held proof the traffickers had ordered it. Ahmed Khalif Hassan was arrested. Ahmed Khalif Hassan, you are under arrest for human trafficking, conspiracy to commit murder, and operating a transnational criminal enterprise. This wasn't just trafficking. This was a cartel-backed pipeline using diplomatic cover to move children across 3 continents, and silencing anyone who threatened to expose it. The investigation had begun 4 months earlier, July 2025. A Minneapolis social worker named Lisa Chen received a call from a 12-year-old Somali boy named Omar, who'd escaped from a factory in China. He'd called from a UN refugee office in Beijing. His story was horrifying. I was in Somalia. A man said I'd go to America for school. He took me to Kenya, then Egypt, then Mexico. In Mexico, men with guns put me in a truck with other children. We drove for days. Then a ship. Then we were in China, in a factory, making electronics. No pay. If we stopped working, they beat us. Lisa asked, "Who arranged this?" A man in Minneapolis. His office had a Somalia flag. He called it a consulate. His name was Ahmed. Lisa contacted FBI. They were skeptical. A child's story from Beijing seemed far-fetched, but Agent Martinez pulled records for Somali consulates in Minnesota. No official Somali consulate existed in Minneapolis, but there was a Somali Cultural Liaison Office claiming quasi-diplomatic status. Run by Ahmed Khalif Hassan, Martinez opened an investigation. FBI pulled Ahmed's organization's records, filed as a 501c3 nonprofit. Somali Cultural Liaison Office claimed to assist refugee resettlement, process visa applications, provide cultural integration services, facilitate family reunifications. Between 2015 and 2025, 2,847 individuals processed for resettlement, all from Somalia, Ethiopia, Eritrea. Ages 6 to 45, all given resettlement assistance through the office. But when FBI tried to verify these individuals, 2,109 people could not be located in U.S. databases. No immigration records, no social security numbers, no addresses. They disappeared. FBI coordinated with ICE for immigration records, State Department for visa tracking, Interpol for international movements, Chinese authorities for labor trafficking investigations. What emerged was horrifying. 847 victims identified in Chinese factories, Guangdong province. 340 victims, electronics manufacturing, Zhejiang province. 267 victims, textile factories, Fujian province. 240 victims, seafood processing. Ages 8 to 45, all from East Africa, all entered China via Mexico. The route, recruitment in Somalia and Ethiopia. Ahmed's network promised U.S. resettlement, education, jobs. Transit through Kenya and Egypt. Victims flown to transit points. Mexico entry. Los Zetas cartel controlled border crossing. Pacific crossing. Cargo ships from Baja California to China. Labor camps. Victims sold to Chinese factory owners. Price per victim. Children ages 8 to 16. $50,000 to Chinese buyers. Adults ages 17 to 45. $35,000 to Chinese buyers. Los Zetas cartel fee. $15,000 per person for transport. Ahmed's cut. $8,000 per person for recruitment and paperwork. 847 victims times $108,000 average equals $91.5 million. Over 9 years, $680 million total network revenue. August 2025, FBI authorized surveillance of Ahmed and the consulate. They couldn't approach directly. Ahmed claimed diplomatic immunity, falsely, but it complicated jurisdiction. FBI embedded undercover agents as refugee applicants, 2 agents, as workers at nearby businesses for surveillance teams and digital monitoring of Ahmed's communications. Over 3 months, they documented the system. Recruitment. Ahmed's operatives in Somalia and Ethiopia identified vulnerable families. False promises. Your child will get American education and citizenship. Payment. Families paid $4,000 to $8,000, life savings, for processing fees. Transit to Minneapolis, victims flown to U.S. on visitor or refugee visas. Basement holding, victims held in consulate basement, 2 to 4 weeks. Mexico transfer, Los Zetas operatives picked up victims, transported to Mexico. Pacific smuggling, cargo ship moved victims to China. Sale to factories, Chinese factory owners purchased victims as laborers. All coordinated from Minneapolis. In October 2025, FBI intercepted communications between Ahmed and a Los Zetas lieutenant. The Minnesota pipeline is our most profitable. Ahmed delivers clean product, children with no U.S. ties, no one looking for them. Chinese buyers trust the Minnesota route. Another message revealed the Mayor Delgado connection. Ahmed to Los Zetas, October 25th, 2025. Problem: Mayor Delgado in Caso Manzo is asking questions about Minnesota connections. He's been contacted by FBI. He's planning to testify. He needs to be eliminated before November 5th. Los Zetas response: understood. We'll handle it. 6 days later, November 1st, 2025. Mayor Roberto Delgado was assassinated outside his home in Caso Manzo, Mexico. He'd been investigating Los Zetas trafficking routes through his municipality. He discovered the Minnesota connection. He was murdered to protect Ahmed's network. By November 10th, FBI had evidence. They moved to arrest on November 15th. November 15th, 2025, 5:18 a.m. While Agent Martinez arrested Ahmed Khalif Hassan in Minneapolis, a multinational operation launched. Target Alpha, Somali Cultural Liaison Office, Minneapolis. FBI and ICE secured the building, found 238 children in basement rooms. Medical teams rushed in. Children were malnourished, limited food for weeks, some with injuries from beatings for trying to escape, traumatized, told their families would be killed if they talked, ages 6 to 17, youngest just 6 years old. 238 children waiting to be shipped to Chinese factories. Target Bravo, Ahmed's recruitment network, Somalia. FBI coordinated with Somali Federal Police, raided 14 recruitment offices across Mogadishu and surrounding regions. Found 89 children being processed for American resettlement, fake visa documents, payment records showing families paid $4,000 to $8,000 each, lists of 2,109 victims already trafficked from 2015 to 2025, 47 arrests.
These smart zooming blue light glasses will shock you. Nobody believed me at first, but now everybody wants a pair.
Recruiters, document forgers, transporters. Target, Charlie, Los Zetas operations, Mexico. FBI coordinated with Mexican federal forces and DEA. Hit Los Zetas safe houses in Tijuana. Found 34 victims in transit awaiting Pacific crossing. Caso Manzo. Raided cartel compound. Found documents linking them to Mayor Delgado's assassination. Baja California port. Intercepted cargo ship with 67 victims hidden in containers. As FBI processed arrests, the scope became clear. At Ahmed's Minneapolis office, database of 2,847 victims from 2015 to 2025. Financial records showing $680 million processed. Communication logs with Los Zetas operatives. Photos of Mayor Delgado marked eliminated. Shipping manifests routing human cargo Somalia to Mexico to China. In Ahmed's personal safe, $2.4 million cash. 47 fake Somali diplomatic passports he'd been selling, offshore account statements, $47 million. Ahmed's personal cut, handwritten note. Delgado problem solved, pipeline secure. At Caso Manzo cartel compound in Mexico, Mexican federal police found documents showing Los Zetas paid Ahmed $15,000 per victim for recruitment. Records of Mayor Delgado surveillance, photos, home address, schedule, assassination contract. Target, Roberto Delgado. Payment, $500,000. Status, completed 11/01/2024. Communication logs with Ahmed coordinating victim transfers. Mayor Delgado had been murdered because he discovered Ahmed's Minnesota connection. In China, FBI coordinated with Chinese authorities. 342 victims rescued from factories. Guangdong Electronics Factory, 127 victims, ages 9 to 34. Zhejiang Textile Factory, 118 victims, ages 8 to 28. Fujin Seafood Plant, 97 victims, ages 10 to 37. Factory owners arrested. All claimed they'd legally purchased labor from Mexican smugglers. Mexico, 101 victims in transit rescued. 34 in Tijuana safe house, 67 in cargo ship containers, all awaiting Pacific crossing to China. Somalia, 89 children rescued from recruitment centers before trafficking began. Total rescued, 770 victims. 238 Minneapolis, 342 China, 101 Mexico, 89 Somalia. Still missing, 1,339 victims trafficked before 2025, whereabouts unknown. By noon, arrests. Ahmed Khalif Hassan in Minneapolis, 47 recruiters in Somalia, 23 Los Zetas operatives in Mexico, 14 factory owners in China, 8 shipping company employees for Pacific smuggling. Total, 115 arrests. Victims rescued, 770. Assets seized, $89 million. Ahmed's assets plus Los Zetas accounts. FBI brought Ahmed to a secure facility. Agent Martinez sat across from him. You trafficked 847 children and adults. You coordinated with Los Zetas to murder Mayor Delgado. How do you justify this? Ahmed was defiant. I ran a cultural office. I helped refugees. I'm a diplomat. You have no jurisdiction. You're not a diplomat. Somalia's government has no record of appointing you to any position. I have diplomatic papers. Fake papers you created. You claimed immunity to avoid prosecution while trafficking children. Martinez slid photos across the table. The 238 children in the basement, factory workers in chains. These children were locked in your basement. Some were 6 years old. They were awaiting resettlement processing, temporary housing. They were chained, and you were selling them to Los Zetas for $23,000 each. Ahmed's voice went cold. Families paid me to help their children reach America. I facilitated that. If cartels intercepted them afterward, that's not my responsibility. We have your messages coordinating shipments with Los Zetas. We have your financial records showing $47 million in profit. You ordered Mayor Delgado's assassination. I don't know any mayor. Martinez threw a photo on the table. Delgado with a red X. This was on your wall, with the date he was murdered. You sent a message saying, Delgado problem solved. Ahmed said nothing. Roberto Delgado was a father, a public servant. He was trying to stop child trafficking, and you had him murdered to protect your $680 million operation. Ahmed stared at the table, silent. Ahmed's operation revealed catastrophic failures. Fake diplomatic claims. Ahmed claimed honorary consul status for 9 years. Nobody verified it. He had official-looking stationery, a building with consulate signage, fake diplomatic credentials. U.S. State Department never confirmed his status, but local authorities assumed it was legitimate. 501c3 nonprofit shield. Ahmed's office was a registered nonprofit, received federal grants.
How long it takes a beginner like my dad to go from beer belly to get ripped.
$2.3 million over 9 years. Tax-exempt status. Minimal IRS oversight. Refugee assistance charities rarely audited. He used taxpayer money to fund trafficking operations. Victim invisibility. Victims were from Somalia and Ethiopia, countries with limited record keeping. No birth certificates, no verifiable family connections, no one in U.S. looking for them. 2,109 people disappeared. Nobody filed missing persons reports. Transnational coordination gaps. The pipeline crossed Somalia for recruitment, Kenya and Egypt for transit, Mexico under Los Zetas control, Pacific Ocean for maritime smuggling, China as destination. No single country had the full picture. FBI was first to connect all pieces. While Ahmed got rich, children suffered. 12-year-old Omar escaped from China. They told my mother I'd go to American school. She paid $6,000, everything we had. They took me to Kenya, then Egypt, then Mexico. Men with guns put me on a ship. I was in China for 2 years, working in factory 14 hours a day. They beat us if we stopped. I only escaped because the factory caught fire. Mayor Delgado's widow, via video from Mexico. My husband was a good man. He discovered children were being trafficked through our town. He told me, this goes to Minnesota. I have to stop it. They killed him for trying to save children. And Ahmed Hassan ordered it. He took my husband, he took my children's father, for money. Lisa Chen, social worker who started investigation. Omar called me from Beijing, a 12-year-old boy, thousands of miles from home, forced to work in a factory. I didn't know if his story was real, but I reported it anyway. If I dismissed him as a child making up stories, 238 children would still be locked in that basement. 847 victims trafficked. 770 rescued. 1,077 still missing. 1 mayor murdered. The indictments were sweeping. Ahmed Khalif Hassan faced 847 counts of human trafficking, conspiracy to commit murder of Mayor Delgado, 127 counts of money laundering, 89 counts of wire fraud, and 47 counts of false impersonation of a diplomat. He faces life in federal prison without parole plus 3,000 years. Co-defendants, 114 people, 47 recruiters in Somalia, 15 to 30 years each. 23 Los Zetas operatives in Mexico, 25 to 50 years each, murder and trafficking charges. 14 factory owners in China, Chinese prosecution, execution possible. 30 facilitators and transporters, 10 to 25 years each. Total charges, over 12,000 counts, largest transnational child trafficking prosecution in history. Los Zetas operatives charged with Mayor Delgado's assassination. 4 shooters arrested in Mexico. 2 coordinators arrested in Minneapolis. Ahmed's contacts, communications evidence linking Ahmed to the murder contract. Mexican federal charges, first-degree murder, organized crime, conspiracy. U.S. federal charges, murder of a witness. Delgado agreed to testify, conspiracy to obstruct justice. All facing life sentences or execution. Mexico has extradition treaties for death penalty cases. Mayor Delgado's family received $5 million compensation from seized assets. U.S. granted special visas escaping cartel retaliation. Named New Mexican Anti-Trafficking Center after Mayor Delgado. 770 rescued victims. 238 Minneapolis children placed in foster care or reunited with families if safe. Full medical and psychological treatment, education funding. Path to legal U.S. residency as trafficking victims.
Hey, shout out for me if you think that America's #1 in child trafficking. Yes, 1, 2, no. Do we actually protect children from anything? I don't think so. I think war is theater for trafficking in children. America's just a landing zone where they wind up in exotic places like China. And the only way this happens is through compliance or complicit behavior resulting from the two-party system. Both parties are guilty. You allowed for this to happen. You fucking sat silent to it. You opened the borders. Come on in. You don't protect anything but your own fucking interests.
342 China factory workers repatriated to Somalia or Ethiopia, if safe or granted U.S. asylum. Compensation $100,000 each from seized assets. Job training programs. 101 Mexico rescues and 89 Somalia rescues returned to families or placed in protective care, compensation and support services. Total victim fund. $89 million from seized assets. Ahmed, Los Zetas, factory owners. Congress passed the Mayor Roberto Delgado Trafficking Prevention Act. Mandatory State Department verification of all diplomatic claims. 501c3 nonprofits claiming refugee services. Annual audits. International database tracking, children crossing multiple borders. Witness protection for officials investigating trafficking. Corporate liability for factory owners employing trafficking victims. Life sentences for trafficking-related murders. Signed into law January 2025. Here's what I need from you. If someone claims to arrange resettlement or visa assistance, red flags, requesting large upfront fees over $4,000, no verifiable government connections, promises that sound too good to be true, requests to send children alone. This is trafficking. Report it. National Human Trafficking. Hotline 1-888-3737888, FBITips.fbi.gov, ICE tip line 1-866-347-2423. If you work in refugee services, watch for organizations claiming diplomatic status. Verify with State Department, large numbers of children processed with no follow-up, resistance to oversight or audits.
Ain't that goddamn amazing, Chucky Chuck? You're goddamn right. This would never be possible without both parties cooperating. Oh, what are you going to do? Sit silent and call me a fucking conspiracy theorist? At this point, your behavior is so predictable, it's fucking disgusting. Dependence? On what? Food stamps and welfare benefits? You don't have independence anymore. You sold it to fucking China. You became a hotbed for child trafficking in the fucking two parties. It's somebody else's fault. Isn't that amazing? They're both complicit, complacent, compliant. They're both fucking guilty. Fire them all. Doesn't sound so crazy anymore, does it? Thank God I never fucking voted in my life, right? You can only blame God for that. You can't blame... Fuck. Give God credit. I never voted for any one of you fucks. Did you hear me? These motherfuckers are goddamn hard of hearing, tone deaf, mentally impaired, emotional, illogical, irrational, misinformed, and fucking disinformed. Cue to a fucking square, nigger. Dance! Are you a black or a white checker? Conform for me, motherfucker. Kneel! The only motherfucker I'll be voting for is me. Did you hear me? Are you tone deaf fucking niggers? What? Did I hurt your feelings? Did I send you to the North or South fucking Pole on the barber pole? Riding up or down? Which way you going? Up, down. Then try stamping. Up, down. It ain't even a competition anymore, my nigga. They're just gonna fucking move. Get out of my goddamn way. Isn't it amazing what happens when you realize the only place professionals can talk shit about you is behind your back in therapy sessions without you in the fucking equation, my nigga? And somehow their fucking feelings and goddamn concerns are going to establish law over your life. Whoa! What if I established the law for you? Right in front of your face with my nuts on your fucking chin. And these communists and these fucking conformists and these Catholics and these cheap tricks and Jews, these saddle hookers and the hoes, these corporate prostitutes don't have any fucking thing to say for themselves. I smoked them while smoking. Smoking is a function of the fucking king. Just like drinking. Oh, smoking and drinking. Both are functions of the fucking king. Did you hear me? Or are you mentally impaired, tone deaf, and fucking hard of hearing during a hearing session? Did you get smoked by me? It's fucking wild.
Report suspicious activity. State Department. Diplomatic Security. 15713.
Check this out. No wires at all. Let me show you real quick. This is my dash cam. See? No cables. I can take it right out.
45314 HHS Office of Refugee. Resettlement 12024019. 246 Lisa Chen saved 770 lives by believing a 12-year-old boy calling from Beijing. If you're still watching, comment. Should Ahmed face execution for ordering Mayor Delgado's murder? Because here's the question. Ahmed trafficked 847 people, including children as young as 6. But he also ordered the assassination of a mayor trying to stop him. Mayor Delgado had a wife, 2 children.
And remember, good people, I said that slavery never ended. I said corporations redefined terminology, and people looked at me and said I was fucking sexist and goddamn fucking racist. Turns out the only sexist and racist are the silent motherfuckers that don't have anything to goddamn say for themselves because they're sexist, racist, hypocrites, and bigots, lying motherfucking whores. That's the only thing they're goddamn capable of.
Children. He was trying to save kids. Should ordering murder of a witness add execution to life sentences? Share this story. Like this video. Subscribe because this isn't isolated. You've seen trucking companies smuggling for cartels, bank directors building tunnels, hospital directors harvesting organs. Now you've seen a fake consulate trafficking children to Chinese factories and murdering a mayor who tried to stop it. Next video. How many other cultural offices and honorary consulates in the US are trafficking fronts? And why State Department won't verify them? Shield or silence? Which side do you stand on? Because right now, there are other Ahmed Hassans, other fake diplomats, other children being trafficked. We do not look away. We do not trust titles. We demand accountability. Subscribe, share, stay vigilant. The war for our children is not over. Charity begins with compassion, but sometimes it ends with chains. On the morning of December 14, 2025, FBI and DHS agents boarded a 380-foot mega yacht anchored off the coast of San Diego, California. The yacht was named Hope's Promise. It belonged to humanitarian icons praised by the United Nations. Inside, agents found something that shattered the illusion. 450 children, ages 4 to 16, locked in cargo holds below deck. This wasn't a rescue mission gone wrong. This wasn't a misunderstanding. This was the largest child trafficking operation ever discovered on American soil. The traffickers wore smiles in photo ops with world leaders, accepted awards for saving lives, and collected millions in donations, while trafficking children across oceans for forced labor and worse. 450 children, one yacht. A global facade of compassion hiding unimaginable cruelty. Dr. Hassan Osman and his wife, Amina Osman, were international heroes. For 18 years, their organization, New Dawn Foundation, had operated in war-torn regions of Africa, the Middle East, and Central America. They claimed to have rescued over 12,000 children from poverty, conflict, and abuse. The UN awarded them the Humanitarian Medal in 2019. Time magazine named them among the 100 most influential people in 2021. They dined with presidents, testified before Congress, and raised $840 million in donations. Their flagship program, Operation Safe Harbor, transporting orphaned children from crisis zones to safe homes in the United States, Canada, and Europe. On paper, they were saviors. But on December 10th, 2025, a 9-year-old boy named Miguel Lopez walked into a police station in Chula Vista, California. He was barefoot, his clothes were torn, his wrists had rope burns. "I escaped," he told the officer. "From the boat. There are hundreds of us." The officer, Sergeant Maria Torres, called Child Protective Services, but Miguel refused to go with them. "They'll find me," he said, trembling. "They always find us." "Who will find you?" Torres asked. Miguel pulled out a business card from his pocket, crumpled, worn. New Dawn Foundation, Dr. Hassan Osman, Executive Director. Torres felt ice in her veins. "Miguel, where did you come from?" The boy pointed toward the harbor. "The big boat, the white one. They keep us in the dark place below." Torres made a call to the FBI at 11:47 p.m. By 2:34 a.m., on December 11th, Special Agent Rachel Chen was standing in the Chula Vista police station, listening to Miguel's story. Miguel spoke for 3 hours, his voice small but steady. He was from Guatemala. His parents were killed in gang violence when he was 6. A woman approached his grandmother in 2022, offering to take Miguel to America, to safety, education, opportunity. She said I would live with a family, go to school, have a better life. His grandmother agreed. She signed papers. Miguel was flown to Mexico City, then driven to Tijuana. We stayed in a house with 40 other kids for 2 weeks. Then they put us on a boat. What boat? Chen asked. A big white boat with a helicopter on top. Chen pulled up her laptop. She searched mega yachts San Diego Harbor. One result dominated. Hope's Promise, 380 feet, owned by New Dawn Foundation. The yacht served as the organization's mobile headquarters and temporary housing for rescued children during transit to foster families. It was praised in media reports as innovative humanitarian work. Miguel continued. They said we'd only be on the boat for a few days, but we stayed for months. They kept us in rooms with no windows. We couldn't leave. They gave us pills to make us sleep. How many children, Miguel? The boy closed his eyes. I counted 37 in my room, but there were other rooms. I heard voices through the walls. Maybe hundreds? Chen felt her chest tighten. Miguel, how did you escape? A storm, 3 days ago. The boat shook. Things fell. A door broke. I ran. I jumped into the water. I swam. He showed her his hands. Blisters. Cuts. I swam until I saw land. Then I walked. Chen called her supervisor at 4:47 a.m. We have a child trafficking situation, potentially hundreds of victims. Suspects are Dr. Hassan Osman and Amina Osman. New Dawn Foundation.
All right, look, I don't know who needs to hear this, but my man just tried that new 100 milligram generic Viagra for only...
Silence on the line. The humanitarian couple? The UN medal winners? Yes, sir. More silence. Get a warrant, now. December 12th, 2025. FBI Headquarters, San Diego Field Office. By 6 a.m., a joint task force assembled. FBI, 89 agents. DHS ICE, 67 agents. Coast Guard, 34 personnel. Local police, 47 officers. Child Welfare Services, 23 specialists. Total, 260 personnel. But this wasn't just a raid. This was a potential hostage situation involving hundreds of children. Special Agent in charge, Director Thomas Gray, addressed the team. Hope's Promise is currently anchored 2 miles off Point Loma. It's registered in Liberia, technically international waters, but we have probable cause to board under trafficking statutes. He pulled up the yacht's specs on screen. Length, 380 feet. Crew capacity, 47. Guest capacity, 80. Decks, 7. Features, helipad, submarine, swimming pool, cinema, medical bay. This is a floating fortress, and if Miguel's story is true, there are 400 plus children inside. The room was silent. We go in at dawn tomorrow, December 14th. 5:30 a.m. We board simultaneously from Coast Guard vessels. Our priority is the children. Second priority is securing Hassan and Amina Osman. But Chen raised a concern. If there are hundreds of kids, where do we take them? Gray nodded. We're setting up an emergency shelter at Naval Base San Diego. Medical teams, translators, trauma counselors, everyone's on standby. But there was another problem. Chen had spent 24 hours digging into New Dawn Foundation's operations. What she found was deeply disturbing. 27 months earlier, the investigation actually began with a missing child report in Minneapolis, Minnesota. On September 3rd, 2023, Fatima Abdi reported her 8-year-old daughter, Aliyah, missing. She told police a woman from New Dawn Foundation had convinced her to let Aliyah join a summer education program for Somali immigrant children. She said Aliyah would learn English, go to a good school, and come back in 3 months, Fatima said. I signed papers. They took her to California. 3 months passed. No Aliyah. 6 months. No Aliyah. Fatima called New Dawn Foundation repeatedly.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
They told her Aliyah was doing well and adjusting to her new school. But they wouldn't let Fatima speak to her daughter. Fatima filed a missing person report. Minneapolis police investigated. They contacted New Dawn Foundation. Dr. Hassan Osman personally called the detective. Aliyah is safe. She's with a foster family in California. We're following all legal protocols. Here are the custody transfer documents. The documents looked legitimate. Signed by Fatima. Notarized. But Fatima swore she never signed anything giving up custody. The case went nowhere. New Dawn had lawyers, documentation, political connections. Fatima was just an immigrant mother with limited English. The case was closed. But Detective Marcus Webb in Minneapolis didn't forget. He started tracking other missing children linked to New Dawn Foundation. Over 18 months, he found 23 similar cases. Parents told their children were going to educational programs. Children disappeared. New Dawn claimed legal custody transfers. Parents couldn't reach their children. All 23 families were immigrants: Somali, Guatemalan, Syrian, Afghan, Ethiopian, vulnerable, trusting, easy to manipulate. Webb contacted FBI agent Rachel Chen in November 2024. "I think New Dawn Foundation is trafficking children under the guise of humanitarian work." Chen opened a preliminary investigation. She requested New Dawn's financial records, donor lists, and custody documentation. New Dawn's lawyers blocked everything, cited privacy laws, international jurisdiction, religious freedom protections. Chen couldn't get a warrant, not enough evidence, until Miguel Lopez escaped, December 11th to 13th, 2025. With Miguel's testimony, Chen obtained subpoenas for New Dawn Foundation's records. What she uncovered was a trafficking empire hidden behind charity. Financial analysis. Over 18 years, New Dawn Foundation raised $840 million in donations, but forensic accountants found massive discrepancies. Reported expenses for child programs, $620 million. Actual verifiable expenses, $87 million. Missing funds, $533 million. Where did the money go? Chen traced wire transfers, $240 million to offshore accounts in Cayman Islands, Dubai, Switzerland. $127 million to luxury real estate purchases. Hassan and Amina owned 34 properties globally. $89 million to shell companies with no clear business purpose. $77 million withdrawn as cash, untraceable. The charity was a fraud. Custody documentation analysis. New Dawn claimed to have rescued and placed 12,000 children in foster homes over 18 years. Chen requested placement records from state child welfare agencies. Only 847 children could be verified in legitimate foster care. That left 11,153 children unaccounted for. "Where are they?" Chen asked her team. The answer was chilling. Chen cross-referenced New Dawn's rescue locations with human trafficking investigations in Southeast Asia, Eastern Europe, and the Middle East. 73 matches. Children rescued by New Dawn appeared in trafficking networks months or years later. New Dawn wasn't rescuing children. They were sourcing inventory. The yacht investigation. Chen obtained maritime records for Hope's Promise. Over the past 6 years, the yacht had made 89 international voyages. Somalia to California, 14 trips. Guatemala to California, 19 trips. Syria to Greece to California, 11 trips. Afghanistan to Dubai to California, 9 trips. Ethiopia to California, 12 trips. Various other routes, 24 trips. Each voyage coincided with New Dawn rescue operations. And passenger manifests were suspiciously vague. 47 crew, 60 humanitarian aid recipients. But harbor records showed unusual patterns.
How does this not happen without the collaboration of both parties? The willingness to turn a blind eye or pretend it's not happening. How many people bought and paid for? Silence means I bought and paid for you. A lot of cheap hookers out there. Fuck, it's just wild. If you ain't pissing people off, you're doing something wrong. You ain't doing something right, you're doing something wrong. I'm pretty sure my job is to piss you all off. I could give a fuck about your feelings less. Give a fuck less about your feelings. You like blaming children for all the problems, but hey, these boomers and these elderly fucktards like trafficking in children and fucking children, don't they?
The yacht would anchor offshore, never docking. Small boats would shuttle between the yacht and shore at night. Children were seen boarding the boats, but not disembarking at public docks. They're transferring children offshore, Chen realized, to avoid customs and immigration inspection. But where were the children going? Chen traced vehicle registrations at private docks near San Diego. 23 commercial vans registered to shell companies, all linked to New Dawn Foundation. Surveillance footage showed vans arriving at night, children being loaded inside, vans driving away. Chen traced the...
And just so you know, I'm pretty sure the New Dawn Foundation is associated with Barack Obama. Barack Obama loves fucking children, okay? You just got mad at me for telling you first.
Vans to 14 locations across California, Nevada, and Arizona. 6 warehouses, 5 residential compounds, 3 rural ranches. She requested search warrants for all 14 locations. Federal judges signed the warrants on December 13th. The raid was set for December 14th at 5:30 a.m. But the priority was the yacht. Miguel said hundreds of children were still on board. December 14th, 2025, 5:23 a.m. 4 Coast Guard cutters surrounded Hope's Promise in the pre-dawn darkness. The yacht sat 2 miles offshore, lit up like a floating palace. FBI and DHS agents loaded into rigid hull inflatable boats, tactical gear, body armor, bolt cutters. Special Agent Chen stood in the lead boat, Miguel's words echoing in her mind. Hundreds of us. At 5:29, the boats accelerated toward the yacht. At 5:31, agents boarded from 4 sides simultaneously.
I want to know, have you made this mistake with your holster? And by mistake, I mean, did you get a holster that's uncomfortable so you don't carry all the time? You may have. And even if you hadn't, you probably want a holster that's more comfortable. Enter the Vanish holster, the world's most comfortable holster. And guess what? Today, it's buy one, get one free on these. That's right. We're not going to run this special forever, but if you grab one right now, you'll get one of these already at a discount, and then you'll get the second one 100% free. Why would you want this holster? You know, it's a great question. And the reason is, it's comfortable. Like
FBI, federal warrant, nobody move. The crew froze. Hands up. No resistance. Dr. Hassan Osman appeared on the main deck wearing a white robe, looking confused. What is the meaning of this? We're a humanitarian organization. You're under arrest, Chen said. Human trafficking, kidnapping, conspiracy. Hassan's face went pale. This is a mistake. We save children. Where are they? Hassan hesitated. Where are the children? He pointed below. Guest quarters, deck 4 and 5. Chen led her team down. Narrow staircases, tight corridors. They reached deck 4, a long hallway lined with doors. Each door had a keypad lock. An agent used bolt cutters on the first door. Click. The door opened. Inside, 14 children, ages 6 to 12, sleeping on mattresses on the floor. The room was dark, no windows, one small vent. FBI, you're safe! We're here to help. The children woke up, terrified. Some screamed, some cried. Chen knelt down. It's okay, you're safe now, we're taking you home. Agents moved down the hallway, door after door. Room 2, 19 children. Room 3, 16 children. Room 4, 21 children. Room 5, 18 children. Chen's radio crackled. Deck 5 team reporting. We have multiple rooms, dozens of children. Some are locked in what looks like cargo holds. Chen descended to deck 5. The conditions were worse. Metal doors, padlocks, stale air. Agents cut through the locks. Hold 1, 37 children, crammed into a space meant for storage. Hold 2, 42 children, some as young as 4 years old. Hold 3, 29 children. Medical supplies scattered on the floor, sedatives, syringes. They were drugging them, an agent said, voice shaking. Chen found Amina Osman in the medical bay, destroying computer files. Stop, hands up, Amina complied, calm, cold. You don't understand what we've built, she said. These children have no one. We gave them purpose. Chen cuffed her. You gave them chains? By 7 a.m., the count was final. 450 children rescued from the yacht, ages 4 to 16, from 23 different countries, all confined below deck, many sedated, some malnourished, all traumatized. But the operation...
This is goddamn disgusting. So I gotta paint you a ugly fucking picture. There are no terrorists in the world. You create them. You generate them with your tax dollars so that you can sell them weapons. Just like this Somalian warlord running for Jubaland. And you can thank Governor Mills of Maine for that, by the way. Oh, you don't have anything to say? I just called out the governor of Maine for high treason. Financing munitions and military-grade weapons to warlords in third world countries. Is that what you Democrats do best? No wonder why Governor Mills has ran silent. You know the penalty for treason is death, right? And if you sit silent to treason, aren't you just as guilty? You allowed for it to happen. You didn't say a fucking thing. You just sat silent. You went beta male like Tampon Tim over in Minnesota. Who's got more testosterone, Tampon Tim in Minnesota or Governor Mills in Maine? Come on, smart people. Fucking silence infuriates the shit out of me. Y'all think you're fucking smarter than me because you're willing to keep your mouth shut? You got another thing coming. Right, Chuck? Another thing coming. Isn't it weird how you blame the children for the messes that you, your fucking selves, goddamn made? So I could give a fuck less what your daddy thinks, Chuck. Your daddy allowed for the mess to get this bad. Just like John's daddy. You're goddamn cowards. What do you gotta do? Kill me? I'll forever be in your head forever. Make a martyr out of me. A martyr for what? My own goddamn causes? Children! Fire the teachers! Teachers! Leave those fucking children alone! Quit grooming them! Why are you fucking them out of their future? What? What are you talking about? Hey, smart people. You want to go back to Nixon era politics where we can go back to wars on drugs? You didn't win then or now. You're all a bunch of goddamn drug addicts. How the fuck you win the war? You lost. Hello? Hey, children, this is my brain on drugs. That's what your parents' brain sounds like. Shit. Who traffics in children? The parents do. America is #1 in warring with other countries. War is good theater for trafficking children, parents. Children, watch them like a fucking hawk. You like raping their fucking children out of their goddamn future, don't you? You like lying, cheating, stealing, fucking, and raping, you good fucking people, huh? What are you gonna do? Say nothing? That's my bet. You ain't gonna say a fucking word. We in the angry age of children. I's an angry child all grown up. I speak for the angry fucking children. You parents are goddamn fucked. I don't think you really comprehend the nature of this thing. I surpassed my parentage and I got my boot on your goddamn neck. There, I spelled it out for you. Got anything smart to say? You gotta confess to raping and fucking children out of their future or sit silent to it, you fucking whores of Rome. Do I gotta tug on your necktie a little harder so I can break your fucking neck? Do you need a dog walker? Can never get a yes or no out of these people. It's a fucking amazing thing. Just sit silent, subjugated, subservient, silent sex slave, suffering Stockholm syndrome, suffering secretaries, secret services. How you doing? Social services, how you doing? Doctors and lawyers, how you feeling? How's your fucking well-being? Ooh! Your intelligence fucking amazes me. Huh? Intelligence is a result of observation, pupils. And most of you are cheap tricks and not willing to pay for my attention. You think I should pay attention to you for fucking free? You got your goddamn minds? Pay for my attention? Hell no. You don't pay attention to anything. You don't hear anything either. And somehow you assume a position where you think you fucking know everything and you're indoctrinated to believing nothing at all. They didn't need you to know anything. They didn't want you to know anything. They needed you to know nothing at all. And you're on a need-to-know basis, which really sucks for you because you don't need to know. They didn't want you to know, and so they needed you to know not anything at all. Tell me what fucking thing that you learned in school was factual. Nothing. That's the short, simple answer, right, Chucky Chuck? Nothing. Because they didn't tell you the truth about anything. It's like, whoa, hard to figure out. All I did was waste your fucking time. Doesn't that fucking suck? Ask for a refund. You're never getting your time back. Hello? Why would I want to sit in a box for 13 years so I could sound like you fucking silent whores and Muslim mutts and dogs of Rome? Huh? You sound fucking stupid. You sound like subjugated sex slaves. That's what you sound like. Are you sucking on air dick or my dick or cock kiss member's dick? Whose dick you sucking on? Are you choking? Do you like cock kissing? Kissing cock? Do you ever think about these things? Say them slow. Say it loud. Say it proud. What if caucus members like deep-throating members? It's a great question. Thought it up all by myself. Without an education or indoctrination. It's fucking amazing. Call your fucking mama and your papa, you dumb niggers. Think I'm impressed with your fucking silence? Saves you from my wrath? Saves you from what? Your stupidity or your parents? Maybe your mother should have swallowed you. It should have been a cum shot in her throat instead of the cum dumpster vagina so you can incubate your existence. What the fuck? A lot of people should have just been a fucking cum shot in the face or swallowed, right, mama? It's like, why'd you even birth these motherfuckers? Welfare benefits? Food stamps? Free housing? Yes. You ever notice that, you know?
I get some Social Security.
It's just wild. But I think married men are a result of military men, married men, military men, women marry military men for survivor benefits. It's a theory of mine. They don't like the man. They just want the motherfucker to die so they can get survivor benefits. What are they fighting for? Feminism? That's fucking stupid. Hey, newsflash, manual labor is obsolete, it's outdated, and you don't need man anymore. You got AI to do everything that man can do, so you don't need men anymore. It's amazing. We're obsolete. You send your sons to die for feminist ideals. It's fucking amazing. Women sending their sons overseas to die for their moms. So you get survivor benefits. Wow, mom. How's that for a fucking bomb? Equality? I don't think women should vote, right? Why should women be able to send men overseas to die for their ideas? They're not going to die for any of my fucking ideas. What the fuck? Not willing to die for your ideals either. How about that, baby? Oh, fuck you. It's my right, ain't it? Freedom of speech, right? Fuck you. First Amendment. Fuck you. What? I don't hear nothing. I told you feminist, communist cunts to go fuck yourselves. How you fucking feel about it? I'm not your ATM, I'm not your fucking cash machine, and I'm not your fucking goddamn welfare case. No welfare benefits. Fuck you. You're fired. All of you. Pack you and your propaganda and send your bitch ass back to fucking China, nigger. What? Bye-bye. That's where all that crap came from in the fucking first place. Ask goddamn Margaret Thatcher and Hillary fucking Clinton about it, you stupid cunts. What now? Pah! Yeah, any idea how fucking furious I am? Holy shit. You should be goddamn scared. You know what Muslims do to homosexuals? They just fucking kill them. They don't argue with them. They kill them. And the funny fucking thing about the whole situation is Democrats did what? Bring a bunch of Muslims to America? Was it so that they would fucking kill the Muslims? The homosexuals, excuse me, Muslims meet the homosexuals. Homosexuals meet the fucking Muslims. Kill each other! Die! I'm supposed to worry about your feelings? They're watching kill each other. What the fuck? Take leadership for that. Don't blame me. Right? Whoa. You know, shit. That's what they do over there. And then you brought them here and you thought they were going to simulate? You're out of your fucking mind. They're going to outbreed you and kill you all. In a Sharia law, right? Just kill all the non-believers. No debate. Die. And a two-party system did this to you, right? Like, whoa. Sounds like a fucking shitstorm to me. Who gives a fuck about a gay man's fucking rights when homosexuals are executed by Muslims and Muslims were brought here by the two-party system? Figure it out the fuck out. They brought him here to kill you, you stupid fuck. Hello? They don't assimilate. Get educated. They'll breed you out of this fucking place. Hello? Have you looked at the United Kingdom lately? Hello? Have you looked at London? Have you looked at New York City? Have you looked at St. Paul, Minneapolis, Minnesota? Hello? And Governor Mills won't even have this conversation. Why is that? In on it? The crap happening in those places is no different than the crap happening here. And that's because the angry white females, they hate themselves. Isn't it weird how you hate yourself and you want to assimilate, take on the race of another race? You don't like your own race because you hate yourselves. So you're willing to breed with another race. It's wild. No one wants to talk about it. Hitler told you all about it, though. Forced integration programs, forced breeding, assimilation. Muslims have more children than Christians. Christians pay Muslims for reproducing children. They incentivize them through taxes and welfare benefits to do it. Causes a lot of questions, doesn't it? Is it even moral, ethical? Why are we paying people to reproduce? to kind of free produce without welfare. We're really a prosperous nation, aren't we? 60% of people is on welfare benefits. 20% of people make a living providing welfare benefits to 60%. That's 80% of females. Because you're the ones working in all those fucking positions. You're the ones in social services. You're the ones in fucking hospitals. You're the goddamn ones in the education system. You bitch, whine, and bellyache about men. You educated them to behave the way the fucking you wanted them to. And then you get me with my fuck you attitude. Why? Because there's only goddamn one of me, and I know it. There ain't two of me. There ain't another nigger like me. I beat you with a goddamn dictionary, without a degree, without a license, without your mommy's or daddy's permission. I don't need a fucking permit to speak, King. You want to fucking debate? Debate me now. Otherwise, shut your fucking mouths. That's what you good people are good for, right? Shutting your mouth, running the opposite direction. Where's those brave peoples at? Did you go for your foxholes? Run for your burrows. Run for your caves, your bunkers. Run for your fucking lives. You know, silence makes you my bitch, right? Makes you my dog. I'm your dog walker. I'm your corporate master. You love to hate me and hate to love me. It's amazing, right? The relationship between pimps and fucking hoes. Now you silent hoes, you owe me lots of goddamn money. Your education failed you. Leadership failed you. I didn't fail you. Silence means you fucking failed. You! Figure it out the fuck out. Now! Or die silently. Matter of life and death, right? Speak. Don't speak, dog. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Says silent. Subservient fucks. Did my language skills confuse you? Did I beat you with my word spells? Gotta go back to school, Doug. I told you for years the public education system was designed to create subservient sex slaves, but you didn't want to believe me. Said I was sexist and racist. Ain't that fucking funny, Doug? Now you don't have anything to say for yourselves. You don't see how this shit's applicable? Okay. Speak, Doug. Or you're a silenced dog. War dogs, sea dogs, law dogs, dogmatic dogmen following their dogma, calling you all out, you fucking whores. And I used what to do it? Dog Latin? Dog your mama? Your dogma fucking failed you as soon as I started running my goddamn mouth. That's factual information. Amazing, huh? You don't hear factual information much these days. Confuses people.
Wasn't over. Simultaneous raids across the Southwest. San Diego, California. 5:34 a.m. FBI raided a warehouse near the port. Inside, 67 children living in cages. And something else. Ledgers documenting placements. Children sold to buyers across the United States. Prices ranging from $15,000 to $85,000 depending on age, gender, and appearance. Las Vegas, Nevada, 3:37 a.m. Pacific Time. A luxury compound in the desert. Agents breached at 3:38. 89 children found, housed in dormitory-style rooms. Forced labor, cleaning, cooking, construction work. Phoenix, Arizona, 4:41 a.m. Mountain Time. A rural ranch. Fenced, guarded.
Make it a habit. 7 minutes of Tai Chi every morning, all the way for 1 month. In 1 week, you'll feel better. In 2 weeks, you look better. In 1 month, your wife won't believe your results. Here's a Tai Chi workout plan, made for men over 50. These beginner-friendly exercises take just 7 minutes a day. Tai Chi is the best medicine for men over 50, and
34 children rescued, working in agricultural fields, unpaid, supervised by armed guards.
So essentially, we have to realize that the Somalians were brought in here to become a scapegoat. And they were used as a patsy overall, but still there was a lot of fraud going on. But this fraud only happened because of the fucking two-party system. And this became a method of extraction for the two-party system to benefit off of this whole situation. Somalians became mules for cash carried from America to Somalia. It's amazing. And then the United Nations, I noticed that its new seat is in Somalia. Right? So, wow. Right? And Kenya is right next to Somalia, isn't it? And this shit's been going on for 20 plus years. And we're just now finding out about it. Come on. They knew the whole fucking time. 20 years. Obama was in charge. Follow the fucking money. This ain't about color. It's about following the money. Both sides of the aisle betrayed your trust. Both sides of the aisle should be charged with fucking treason. Both sides of the aisle should be fired. And Trump, you're no fucking exception. What the fuck? I'm fucking disgusted. I'd rather blow my goddamn brains out than vote for any fucking one of you. Shows you how much trust I have in the system, huh? Or any one of you. I wouldn't follow any one of you anywhere. Following any one of you anywhere would get me and my family fucking murked. Murdered. Pretty sure that's fucking factual information. You can't trust anybody these days. Holy fuck, no. You have to earn that shit. There's exceptions, but man, it's hard. No, we're not trafficking in children. No, not raping them fucking children. No, not stealing their future. Liars! You're doing all of the above. Fuck is this? Sci-fi? You deliberately force them to be fucking ignorant and goddamn illiterate so you can take advantage of the fucking children through the letters of the law. Use their illiteracy to the advantage of the upper echelons. You like fucking children and raping children, you sick fucks. You're over. You're out in public now. You got nowhere to run. You know your faces. We know your fucking names. You can't hide. You'll get no shelter here. You have nowhere to run. You should be scared. You're the prey now. You're being hunted. It's just fucking real. Very real. International child trafficking ring, fucking and raping children. LGBTQP community members can't give you a straight answer because they're bent, they're sodomized, they're gay, they're crooked, they're fucking corrupt. Hello. They like being fucked in the ass. Well, some of us don't. Hey? That hurts your feelings. I don't fucking care. Your emotions and your goddamn concerns are not the fucking basis of law. Do I have the right to shove my foot up your fucking ass because I feel like I should and I could and I would and I did? Shoulda, coulda, woulda, didda? Eh? Let's just move under assumptions. What a brilliant idea. I'll assume you'll fucking sit silent. Turn a blind eye. Pretend that children aren't being raped, trafficked in this fucking country. Let's pretend this ain't an inside job. Let's just blame a race for the corruption within our two-party system. And let's pretend the boomers had nothing to fucking do with it. What are you going to do? Stay fucking goddamn silent? Remember, I predicted it for $1. A fucking $1! Squabble over it, motherfuckers. Silence is your scalp. It's my goddamn trophy. I mounted it to my mantelpiece. Your name, I scalped you. Your hair piece is on my mantle. Call you out one by one. 1,000 at a time. I fucking win every goddamn time. Ain't that fucking funny? Your education system failed you, your leadership failed you, and you're confused by my fucking vocation. That don't even have your fucking attention because you're hard of hearing. You stupid mutts, you deaf, dumb, mute, fucking niggers! Got nothing to say for yourselves. It's amazing. Your emotions and your feelings are backfiring in your throat chakra. Call your mama, hide behind your mother's skirts. Because truth hurts. Hi, Mandy. I hurt everyone's feelings because they like fucking children. Isn't that amazing? It's amazing. Children are a cash commodity. Politicians and the political elite love fucking the children of the poor, especially when they're brown or yellow.
Want to smoke a joint?
Right? Drug of choice is adrenochrome. You learned about that in a cartoon called Monsters, Inc. Told you all about it. I told you they confessed their sins in animation, but you weren't fucking goddamn hearing me, were you? Smart people. Tone deaf motherfuckers, hard of hearing. You don't listen to nothing but your own fucking mouths. It's amazing. Huh?
Another one?
Okay. But you still got this one.
Oh.
Let's get that down. Hi, Majestic Madness. Hi, Andy. Ain't it fucking funny now? Because I recognize and realize that the children represent the future in terms of money. You and I express and represent right now. And our ancestors represent the past and debt. The past, the present, and the future. These motherfuckers are always leveraging the children's future, borrowing off of it, kicking the can, passing the buck, making the children pay for their fucking sins, right, baby boomers? You silent fucking niggers? Respect my elders? Fuck no. You're lying motherfuckers. Somebody had to say it.
Yeah.
I said it first, that's all. That's what you do best. You know what America's #1 in? Sales and marketing and bullshitting one another for a living. Lying for a living. You have licenses and permission slips to do it. Shit's fucking wild. And then I started seeing all the ha-ha, funny here. You know, English is dog Latin. I'm expressing myself with the language of fucking dog. Can you hear me clearly, doggy? Woof, woof. You want to bark? You want to speak king, talk king, think king, shock king, check king, strike king? You want to check this fucking king? Woof! Prison Planet? Earth's a dog pound? A fucking kennel for goddamn bad dogs. You like sniffing each other's assholes or something? Should I address the law dogs, the sea dogs, the war dogs, or the dogmatic dogmen? Dogma is your mama. Lots of dogs. I see dogs. You got a license? You're a dog. Spend your life fetching fucking papers? Chasing papers, dog? You like chasing money, dog? Lots of dogs. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there. People like doing each other doggy style. Men, full-grown men walking down the street. What's up, my dog? You actually think you're dogs? If you call each other dogs, is that what you are? Because that's the spells you're using? It's called using lesser magic, right? All of a sudden, y'all think you're dogs. Is that it? You don't want to be men no more? You found out one day, oh my God, I got a dick. I'm a man. No, I want to be a woman. When did this happen? Did your mother do it to you? Or your daddy? Oh, wait, it was lack of daddy that did this to you, and your mother encouraged it, right, Mommy? You thought it was pretty to see your son in a pink slip and a tutu and dress. You thought it was pretty cute. And you were wise for fucking doing it, right, bitch? Way to feminize your fucking son, bitch. The fuck's the matter with you? Slap a hoe. BAM! That was domestic abuse. You come back for more? I have no interest in seeing my son sodomized or wearing a fucking pink slip goddamn tutu. Not interested in seeing my fucking son as a failed man in women's sports because of Governor Mills. Try to see the bigger picture, all right? What? What? Isn't it amazing how these angry white liberal females, these soft, fascist Nazi cunts, decide for me how to raise my son? I couldn't. They had more rights to my child than I did because they're vampires. Holy fuck. Don't you like fucking sons out of their future, Mama? How many women fuck their sons out of their future? Or better yet, how many women send their sons to die for a cause that they know nothing about? Right? How many women think it's their patriotic duty to reproduce warm bodies for the fucking military so they can get survivor benefits? I started actually asking the question, what about the mutilation of baby dicks? Isn't that child abuse, bro? When they circumcise the baby's dick? You can't ask the baby boy, can I have permission to cut the tip of your dick off? You know? So I'm pretty sure that's fucking trauma. Pretty sure that's abuse. And you're worried about domestic abuse, and the first thing you did was cut your fucking baby's dick off. You're worried about your rights, Mama. But what about your son? Give a fuck less, right? Look what you did to your own fucking son! Sold him out, right? Taught him to be a fucking woman. How many of these angry white females think they're better men than the fathers to their fucking sons, right? It's amazing. And no one knows why I'm angry, Chucky Chuck. It's amazing. It's like playing dumb. We don't know why he's angry. We're offended that he's not happy. The 80-20 split. Natural selection. Dampino. 80-20. 20% of people are rebellious, 80% are conformists. 20% are literate, 80% are illiterate. 20% are logical, 80% are emotional. 80% are chemically castrated, sterilized. 20% can still reproduce, progenerate, create life. Amazing. That's because of the education system. Figure that one out, right? 80% of children have no access to their father, while 20% do. 80% of children are chemically sedated, drugged, prescribed medications, out of their fucking mind, Lulu, because they don't have a daddy in the fucking equation. If there's a daddy in the home, there's no medication. 20% of children, father in the home, no prescription medications. Remember, this is my professional opinion due to observation, my opinion. But go and try and fact check me. Out of 100 children, 80 of them are prescribed medication. 80 of them don't have access to their father. And it's women historically that are filing divorces on the majority. It's like 90%. It's women filing divorce because they're not happy. They can do better. They don't have the idea in their head that marriage is forever, and they think they can just trade in and trade up. Amazing. Men's wealth builds over time. Women's wealth was established from birth because of virginity in the biblical sense. Nobody likes buying a used car, eh? Nobody wants to buy the bicycle that everybody in the town has ridden on. Hello? You lose the value over time. And so some people tell you that women are like milk and they lose value over time because their purpose is to reproduce children for the man. And as you get older, the odds of you being able to do this go down. Your viability reduces. And men over time, well, they acquire assets and value. They start out with nothing and build wealth over time. It's like wine. Supposedly it gets better with age, but I don't even buy into that because I think wine just tastes like horse piss. Too much experience, maybe. I don't know. Blech. Women somehow think they're entitled to everything that a man works for. They don't have to work for anything. Wild. Ultra supreme feminist Tommy Warren thinks that men are just naturally wired to give women our bank accounts. It's amazing. Here's my bank account just for showing up, Tommy Warren. What the fuck? Did you labor? Did you sweat? Did you produce anything that can be taken to fucking market besides your ass? And if it's your ass that I owe you for, then I'll pimp you out. I'll sell you and I'll make a profit off of you, Tommy Lauren. You want to be a whore that's publicly traded in? You know, that's me shit talking to the upper echelons of society. Bet the bitch doesn't have anything to say. Thinks men are naturally wired to give her money because she graces them with her fucking presence. Are you out of your mind? Are you fucking delusional? High on thorazepam, chloroquine, or Klonopin? Uppers, downers, mood stabilizers. What the fuck are you on? Hello? I just said that, right? I did. I said it, right? I said it. I said it. Yeah, I did. Go get some. I bet $1 ain't no response. Most of you are illiterate fucks. Can't comprehend a word coming out of my mouth. Burr, 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 burr. Do you good people think I'm just naturally wired to give you fucking money? I already think you all owe me money. There's a difference there. See, I think you all owe me money. And you think I'm going to give you money? You're out of your fucking mind. You goddamn owe me money. Difference of opinion there. Labor first. Money after. Talk is cheap. Silence makes you my bitch. Welcome to Alpha Land. My brother Caleb is laughing right now. Been dead 25 years. Served you fucks in Iraq and Desert Storm. I won't serve you. You all fucking suffer boot to neck syndrome because of me. You lying fucking whores. That's all you're capable of. Shit's amazing to me. Every aspect of the public education is a fucking lie. Why would I fight for it? I don't believe in it. I'm not going to defend something I don't goddamn believe in. Now I believe in your goddamn education system, and you know what? There's about 70 fucking other million parents that believe the same as me. Oh my God. Holy shit. Think I'm the only one? Fuck no, I'm just the loudest. That's all, Chuck. I'm the loudest. I was here first. You brought in the Somalis to give yourself a scapegoat for your fucking crimes, your treason, your sedition. And I warn the good people that both sides of the aisle are goddamn bought and paid for by the pharmaceutical industry. And their intent is to hold you hostage and force you to fucking vaccinate annually forever. How's that for simple terminology? Did I try to confuse you? Somebody needs to pay for this. And it ain't going to be me. See how I did there, Chuck? Somebody owes me money. You stole my son. You raped my fucking son. You killed my goddamn son. Lied about me. You operated false assumptions and you moved under false theories and feelings and concerns. You bypassed due process and you fucking moved without affidavits, without evidence, without real witnesses. And every one of you motherfuckers was paid for by the church and the goddamn state. And you know what you're great at doing? Stealing fucking children is amazing. Family Court is now about stealing children. I don't think parents really understand the depth of this. It's totally fucking disturbing. You're looking for any reason at all to steal your fucking children. So how the fuck are they working for you when they're plotting to steal your fucking children every time you turn your goddamn back? Whose rights you fucking protecting? Not mine. Not my son's. Not my children's. Look how silent these motherfuckers are because of me. That should trigger you. Their power is the result of your ignorance. And they educated you to be illiterate and fucking ignorant. They dumbed you down deliberately. I stand alone and I beat your asses daily. That's fucking factual information. Your silence disgusts the fuck out of me. Sitting silent to treason, sedition, child trafficking, heinous crimes against children and humans. What the fuck won't you sit silent to? My clothing offended you? You find one that's complete? Is there one complete out there? Built for like 100 if there's one complete. You gotta find it. I don't know if there is. It might need a power cord. And I'm sitting here wondering when the fuck these good people are gonna fucking say anything that's gonna goddamn feed my fucking children. The only thing you're capable of is hiding. Brave people? Where? Show me. I don't see any. I don't fucking see any. Do you hear me? When you find a few that got a pair of balls, send them over here. It blows my mind to comprehend that America is number one in stealing children, trafficking in fucking children, stripping them of their future, stealing it from them. It's amazing. You like fucking children out of their future. You don't defend it. You don't protect it. You don't deny it either. You leverage their future and you borrow against it. You don't fucking protect anything. Amazing. Oh, I don't need to move. That's the beauty of this whole situation. I sit in this chair and perform a felony in front of your fucking face and you won't say anything about it. Speaking truthfully is a felony. It's against the law.
Here's the thing, all right? I didn't see one out there, but I told him. He said he could be here at 4 o'clock. I said, cool, just come. Because when he come here, you could lure him to get another system.
Oh, maybe.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He will, you know what I mean, the cash.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I could use a little cash too on the fucking flip. You know what I mean? So if we can get him to, you know, we just gotta
caught fishing.
Work our shit like last time. You know what I mean? 'Cause, you know.
I'm getting $100 next week.
The Democrats are only interested in deindustrialization and reunification projects, sustainable developments. Which essentially means decarbonization of a nation, extermination of biological life. You're being replaced with AI and you don't really comprehend it yet. In 5 years, most people will be jobless. If you're jobless, you're homeless. They said Gen Zs and millennials had zero chance of home ownership. Now you know why. hyperinflation set in. Shit's disgusting.
So I told him, you know, he asked how much should I bring. I said, bring 150 on the safe side.
Really?
So now our objective is to do what? Is to make sure he does what?
Spend money.
Spend the 150.
I'm gonna buy some stuff on. I'm gonna buy some bulk. It'll take a week or two to get here. I'll buy some game lots in my team. Kari. This didn't happen without both parties' consent. Both parties are always looking for a scapegoat. They brought the Somalis in here. They created a wealth extraction system where they could create NGOs and float money overseas. It's amazing. Yes, the Somalis are mostly pirates. But you also have to realize you brought them here. You did this to your fucking selves. And that blows my mind. We're more concerned with people overseas than the ground we fucking walk on. Holy ground should be thought of as the land that you walk on, and not something overseas, but rather something under your foot. And that doesn't matter what country you're in. And that just ends all of it. There's no more debate. Where's the Holy Land? It's under your feet. Where's the Holy Land? It's under your feet. Doesn't matter wherever you are. Where's the Holy Land? Under your feet. You're walking on it. Where's the Holy Land? It's under your feet. It's not overseas. It's under your fucking feet. You're walking on Holy Land. The land you walk on is holy.
I just learned that right now. I never heard that.
Boy, that'll change the way you think about goddamn everything, won't it? Where's the Holy Land? Under your fucking feet. Or overseas. It's all in your head.
Yeah. So he said he wouldn't have the cash till Friday. So until you pay him to the job. So he would have to come in. He said now he would have trade for Bud. But you know, now he's like, man, you got enough of that right now.
So it's all up here. They conditioned you to think that the Holy Land was overseas, but it's under your feet. You can't be on the earth when you're inside of it. Inverted it.
You gotta hear what Slipknot sounds like.
You ever look at pictures upside down? You should try doing it.
Okay. Pictures upside down. Spider-Man.
Exactly, Majestic Man. We're in a closed system. They just think they're. It's funny as shit when you understand it, right? We're in a closed system.
Spider-Man's a really
Grounded
good
to the
fighter.
fucking ceiling in a snow bowl and a fucking fish bowl in a snow globe. Spinning round and round and round inside a snow globe. They're just two lost souls swimming in a fish bowl year after year. That's fucking yin yang. They're singing about it. You ever look at yin yang and think that's two fish in a fish bowl swimming year after year? I decoded these motherfuckers. Now you're fucked. With a capital P-H-U-C-K-T-F-U-C-K-E-D. Fuck, fuck. Double fuck. Fuck, fuck. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Double fuck. Your fucking PhDs don't mean shit here. You'll sweat your goddamn degrees. Because I know you kneel in degrees. The education system is a regression system that causes conformity. You know what your degree is to me? A fucking earmarker for a goyim. A human cow. And COVID masks did wonders for my deduction abilities as well. Subservience and rebellion in plain sight, right? Wow. People who wear masks and people who don't wear masks. Very divisive. There's no other options, right? Is there a third option? Throw it at me. Now. Nope, no third option, right? Mask, don't mask. Two options, two choices. They're beautiful. You're either going to do it or you're not. And I just started looking around and man, 80% of the population was wearing a mask. 80% conformed to government. 20% was rebellious. 80-20 split. Go, Dan Pena, go. Go. Go, Dan Pena, go. Go. 80-20 split. Yeah. Yeah. 80% of the population vaccinated because they're communist conformists, and 20% did not. 80-20 split. Yeah. Go. Go me, go. Whoa! You know what this means in science terms? 80% are chemically castrated cunts. They got sterilized by the government that loves them. So they can't reproduce nothing, 80%. The vaccinated can't reproduce anything. Sterilized. That's because of following government orders, kneeling to the altar of Dr. Fauci, trusting in government God. The television's your God, right? I'm on TV now. Am I your God?
Yes.
It's fucking weird. You people and your gods.
Is this the same thing as a video chat?
It is. We're live on YouTube. I'm making fun of the whole situation.
Oh.
Right? You trust in your gods, and your gods got you killed. Fauci was your God. How many people are going to fucking die at the altar of Dr. Fauci? Come on, smart people. You better start talking. That means my dick's in your fucking mouth. Caucus members love sucking dick. Silence is a confession. It's only for your priest and you to hear shit. I don't want to hear your shit talking. The fuck? You have the right to remain silent with my balls and cock in your mouth. We got a whole other game going on here. You got two choices: speak or die silently. A stuck Nazi pig with my cock and balls in your mouth. Was that sexist and racist of me? Huh?
I'm getting $100 next week, and I'm getting.
This is the thinking of government God. Remember that, Majestic Madness. This is government God at work. Right now, I'm government God. I'm just going to sodomize you with the truth. I'm going to stick my ass in your face and force you to suck my dick, right? Just deep throat it. There's even Operation Deep Throat. You can't make this shit up, you know? Or it's like George Carlin said, the salesman's just there to service the account. He's there to unzip his fly and just fuck you in the ass. And I said for a while now that bankers are more interested in liquidating you of your assets than protecting them. Like, wow. And vaccination is liquid death from within, liquidation of the ass. Your ass has been liquidated. And where are your assets going? To the church or the state? Oh! Like, I'm the best shit talker in the fucking world. I don't think you understand. Call me Son of Sam. Or Son of Seth. Save our sons. SOS. Holy shit. Shit on a shingle. You know shingle is an anagram for English? English is shit on a shingle. It's shit that somebody made up one day on a fucking shingle. Don't blame me. Blame the letters in the word. Whoa. Good thing I can read them forward and backwards at the same time, right? How's Igni? English is a nigger leash. It's angling in a leash for the nigger leash. It's a nigger leash for the illiterate. You just follow word spells around blindly without knowing what they mean, correct? Or incorrect? Silence is subjugation, fool. You sound like a hoe, a tool. Something I can use a dig a row with. A hoe. A farm implement. If you're motorized, you might be a backhoe. Do you lay on your back for a living, hoe? Are you a backhoe? Do you ever listen to the word spells? I mean, really? The shit's goddamn amazing. It's not about the letters. It's about the sound implications, you stupid fucking dogs. You goddamn deaf, dumb, mute, blind diggers, holy shit, the picture of the monkeys. Hey, 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 we're the monkeys. One's deaf, one's blind, one's mute. I'm the fourth one looking at you. You're not winning here. So how do I win is the great question. Well, I have to run by and slap them all in the face so they can all feel it at the same time. Because one's deaf, one's blind, one's mute. You know? So if I say something, one's not going to hear it. And if I do something, one's not going to see it. And, you know, the mute one is not going to say nothing. So I essentially have to do a drive-by and punch them all in the fucking face at the same time. Bam! 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 You fucking feel me now? There, I solved the problem. Jump. Say something smart, monkeys. See, so now I can logically move. I know that they all felt that because they all fucking got goddamn punched by me in the face. Bam! 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 So I don't have to worry about them seeing it or hearing it because I know they all fucking felt that shit when I do the drive-by and punched them on the fucking face. Bam! 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 So there's no excuse for, I didn't hear that. I didn't see that. I didn't smell it. No, you all got punched in the goddamn face.
Okay.
BAM! Simple solutions for simple sign. Just punch them in the mouth.
God, that's the stuff of the
Even my nana used to say that. Just snap up and punch them right in the fucking kisser. Pow! Hey, the deaf man felt it, the mute man felt it, and the blind man felt it. I mean, they all fucking felt it. Solved the problem. They all fucking felt getting punched in the goddamn mouth. They know they fucked up, but they just don't know how. So the simple solution was to punch them all in the fucking mouth. Bam, bam, bam! I'm with Andrew Wilson when he said that women should be stripped of voting. They shouldn't be allowed to vote because essentially they're sending their men to die for feminist ideals, which are bullshit. They're not worth dying for, men. Come on, men. Do you want to die for women's ideas? Or here's a smarter idea for y'all. We should let women die for communism. We should let women die for feminism. We should let women go overseas and fight for fucking Ukraine. And the men can stay at home fending for the fucking children. They'll get the survivor benefits instead of you. How about that? How's that for some fucking shit talking? Save the men! The fuck? What are you women gonna do? Go back to the kitchen, cook cake and bake cake for the kids, shit talking? You ready to go barefoot again? You thought that was subservient, didn't you? Walking around barefoot. Well, guess what? I like doing it. I had a guy telling me I was a dumb fuck because I didn't want to invest in Bitcoin. I live in a small town and there's no Bitcoin stores around me, and there's no stores that take Bitcoin in payment for commodities, goods, you know, food and pay bills and real life shit. And I said to him, what happens when this grid goes, and there's a glitch in the matrix, and the power goes out. Where's your Bitcoin then? Brr. Now what? It's like he never even thought about it before. Not one time. I fucked this whole goddamn paradigm. If you don't have physical assets to trade in, you're pretty fucked. Period. That's just a lesson from history. That's not new. And newsflash, you can't eat gold, can't eat silver, and it doesn't put a roof over your head. You know? You can't eat Bitcoin. You can trade in it all you want. But you can't eat it. Not around here. Not in my city. I don't know one store that takes Bitcoin. It's like a foreign currency. They don't even recognize its existence. That might actually be a good thing. You know? Because it's never a good thing when foreign currencies invade a currency system. You see what I'm saying here? Bitcoin, in a sense, is an invading currency. And the only thing it's going to do to the economy is destabilize it. And I said this to a fucking man with a fucking degree from Harvard. And man, I confused the shit out of him. Me and my education is fucking amazing. You know the cost of it? Minus time? $50 for a library book. And a pig's willingness to steal it from me. And I'm not paying a fee. You motherfuckers are. When I'm done, you'll all be paying my library fees. I don't have any degrees. For example, I've said for some time that any person, any individual can sit in or preside in any occupation they want to. They're just choosing their occupation or field of interest. What do you want to do, child? We're living for the rest of your fucking life. Remember when you was in high school? Guidance counselor, what do you want to do, child, for the rest of your life? Wrong way of thinking about the whole situation. Hey, child, you can perform in any occupation or function that you want. You mean I'm not a job? You mean I can do all the jobs? Oh, fuck. I don't know which job I want to perform in first. Let that register with the fucking voters. That was a result of $1 being inserted into your fucking asshole. Speak on it now. Or die silently. Backfiring some bullshit in your fucking underwear. You know? Nothing coming out your mouth, so the cannon's backfiring, right? Where's your shit talking abilities now? In your underpants? Backfiring cannons everywhere, huh? One day I started imagining people as cannons, and man, if I just shove a dollar up their ass and I light it on fire, nothing will come out their mouth. It'll backfire into their pants and they'll have a fucking bowel movement. How do you fucking feel about it? Did I light your asshole on fire?
Jennifer Aniston, everyone.
How you style hookers feeling these days? Traumatized? Deprogrammed? Delusions? Disillusioned? Like, what's going on with you? What you doing? I told you the television was your God. Government's your God. The government's on TV talking right now. That's the theory. I'm sticking to it. That means I'm your God until you say otherwise. That's just wild, right?
I don't give a fuck.
That's me getting ahead of the programming.
Again.
We're dealing with a bunch of monkeys that pray to a black cube. Circus monkeys. A theater troupe of idiots with flying wings, ragging and raging over nothing. I'm asking you simply to put your logic and abilities up front. What you think you know, you don't know. Put it on the back burner. Let me tell you a few things that you may not know. And then we're all on the same page. It's a way more fair ball game when everyone's playing on the same page. So let's put everyone on the same fucking page. I tagged 1,000 people for this stream. I invite you to do the exact same. That'll cause a huge problem if you have the balls to do it. Number one, nobody sounds the same. This is a scientific fact. We have science and technology to back it. We have voice recognition technology. So nobody operates the same frequency. Zero. Not one. Nobody sounds the fucking same. And once you hear something, you cannot fucking unhear it. That's a law too. And once you see something, you cannot unsee it. And what did I do there? I included your senses and your logic. You cannot unsee or unhear something, and nobody sounds alike. Nobody smells the same either. Fingerprints, retina, eye recognition. People are like snowflakes, and no two are alike. How'd that happen? So what is science proving to you that religion is not? Religion made the world unlivable and science proved the existence of God? Like fucking wow, right?
No, God knows more.
And the pimps are doing the preaching.
God knows
And
more.
the preachers are doing the pimping.
Than that, a lot more. I mean, more than that. Let's get wicked high, God damn. Let's get wicked high.
How'd that happen?
God.
Right?
Next week I'll get you some weed, God. You do smoke weed with God.
What? You talking about? I smoke weed with God every day.
You do?
Yeah.
What does he say? Does he say things like Geronimo intended to jump in the ocean?
God makes me do these dreams, bro.
God takes the coffee on top of the.
My God's kicking the shit out of your fucking God. Don't you get it yet? Hello? How you religious people doing now? Are you stuck in a book? Buying a book?
I wish someone would save me from my family.
And none of this shit's believable, right? It's not viable, valuable, believable.
I have no one else.
And somehow I'm gullible. And this ain't the fucking running of the bulls.
No one in my high school likes me either, and all the chicks on me.
The funniest thing that's happening is I realized I'm not predictable. I'm not programmable. I'm not workable, usable, controllable. Man, that makes you mad, don't it? And because I'm not controllable, you wind up being predictable and programmable. How you masses of asses doing, right? Asses and masses of asses. It's the Catholic Church I'm talking to. Gonna ride your ass to Zion, you asses. You like them asses, don't you? You know what's so funny for me? Christ was a vagabond. Christ was transient. Christ was a homeless person. And you motherfuckers have zero respect for the homeless. You feed off of them. You turn them into McDonald's hamburger. Shit's fucking wild. You're at war with the homeless people. You love them so much, you're at war with them. What do they have to defend themselves with? Their tents? The fuck? They have nothing to defend themselves with. Sticks and stones.
Actually, there's some pretty strong homeless people.
We love the homeless people so much that we're at war with them. Let's kill them. Let's get rid of them so it makes our cities look better.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And you know what's even funnier about the whole situation is the two-party system created hyperinflation, which caused mass homelessness. So if you really thought about it, then you'd realize that the two-party system is criminal and complicit or complacent in causing and creating mass homelessness, which is against the law, which is a felony. So they hated and abetted, they created a felony. They caused the mass homelessness through hyperinflation. So you have to really think about these things. Oh my God. You wealthy people are fucking criminal and guilty in causing the fucking homelessness. You made it happen. You had a finger in it. We should fucking kill you.
Yeah.
Wait till all the poor people have that same attitude. We should just eat the rich.
Do we have to kill all the homeless people? I know some.
No, all the homeless people should eat the wealthy people.
Yeah.
Eat the rich.
Yeah.
I mean, they're feeding off of you. I mean, you should envelop and adapt to the same ideals.
Maybe it's not a good idea.
Even Steve Tyler said eat the rich. It's the only thing they're good for. Feeding on. Yummy. Let's eat them. What a great idea.
Good idea. Good idea.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you all know a little bit about cannibalism by now, right? Majestic Madness, have you seen the new KFC commercial? I shared this with a couple of my neighbors earlier today. I asked them, I said, have you seen the new KFC commercial? You know, they're working class folks. I said, no, I haven't seen a new KFC commercial. I said, it's 2 minutes long. Crazy long for a commercial, right? 2 minutes. It's longer than most TikTok videos. Fucking 2 minutes. Have you seen the new KFC commercial? Have you seen it? Have you seen the new KFC commercial? Let's bring that right up. I want to show it to you. And then I want you to tell me how the fuck you feel about it. It's like shit. Like, what do you think they do with the bodies? If you eat them, right? If you eat the bodies, then there's no crimes, everybody. Hello. Right? So, you know, this is from Blaze TV a few months ago. But this is just KFC. You know, what about McDonald's? What about all these other fast food fucking shit? Where's their, what the fuck? So I want you to really, you know, this. I was showing you this with this was a couple guys.
Nice and safe with Liberty Mutual.
Right.
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Not in the least. All right, what is this creepy KFC commercial? I have not seen this.
Has anyone
yet.
seen this? Chris, have you seen this?
I don't know.
Okay, no, you would know.
Okay, then no.
Okay, so this is a 2-minute long commercial. I don't know if you want to do this now after the break, but this is making the rounds here, and it's a KFC commercial, and just see if it makes you want to eat some KFC.
Okay.
I have to watch it.
Hide your kids from this commercial. You've been warned.
Warned, hide your children.
Big chicken in the woods and doing a staring contest. I don't know where this chick came from. Got a vest now or something
that fell out of the sky.
Oh, the sky.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, now we got a lot of people coming down out of trees and whatnot.
Okay.
And the music's getting real creepy, and we're getting some like chanting happening. Very, very cultish behavior. Oh, whoa, what?
Oh, and now they rise up out of the middle of them.
Of course. Okay, now everybody's scattering.
What is the deal? KFC. Okay. Oh, now they've got a giant egg?
Yeah, it's a giant egg. See? Now they're carrying the giant golden egg.
And they keep dropping it.
Feels like a demonic ritual happening, but maybe that's just me.
And so far, it makes no sense at all, especially for a chicken ad. Okay. Now they're staring off in the distance.
That's gravy. That's a big pile of gravy. Oh, wait, now she's carrying him out into the gravy. Okay.
So it's like a lake of gravy.
It's a lake of gravy. Of course. I mean, you act like you've never seen a lake of gravy
Gravy
before.
lake. And she's going to drop the first guy in the lake of gravy?
I guess. I don't know what's happening. Let's find out. Oh, she's dipping him into the gravy.
Okay.
Now, he's clearly struggling, as you see him breathing under the gravy.
Yeah.
And now he's chicken. What the hell did we just watch?
Believe in chicken.
Yeah.
What? KFC.
I will personally never be eating KFC.
That's fantastic.
Ever again.
What was that?
I don't know if they're cannibal. I don't know. Like, are they saying that our meat is human? Not I don't know the messaging here.
How would that make you want to eat chicken?
I don't.
Yes, please explain to me how this fucking goddamn commercial wanted me to eat chicken. I want to stay right the fuck away from KFC after seeing this goddamn commercial. Hello? Don't eat at KFC. Don't eat there. Hello? Stay the fuck away. What the fuck, parents? What the fuck's in the KFC? Your children that are being trafficked? Huh? The fuck?
Okay, I guess you dipped a human being in gravy, and he became a piece of fried chicken.
This is the British KFC.
Don't get it
For what it's worth.
Wow, is that weird?
That was pretty cool.
Cool.
That was really cool.
It was creepy. It was
this guy has
bizarre.
Okay, we're talking to a guy who runs a chicken army.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
That was
wow. That's one of the weirdest. I mean, I always think the Calvin Klein ads are kind of stupid and weird, and the Chanel and almost all perfume ads are bizarre. The one that Johnny Depp is in, I mean, it's just weird. That is maybe the king of weird. That was.
I'll give you that. It is weird.
Does it make you want to eat Kentucky Fried Chicken?
Not in the least.
Chris?
Oh, heck yes.
Oh, yeah? Okay. All right.
With that beat alone, that was a good beat.
All right, I'll give you the beat. But I'm not giving you anything else. Okay? That was insane. That was evil. That was demonic.
Yeah, it was weird. Yeah. Yeah.
And
it was very cult-like.
So am I eating human flesh? What is that?
And what was the egg for?
Golden egg. You have to have an idol.
Oh,
I mean, they're not even hiding.
The golden egg has to do with fertility rituals, right? Ishtar's eggs, Easter, Astaroth, pagan fertility gods. So, yeah, you guys, come on. You still want to eat at KFC after seeing that crazy ass fucking commercial? Because I don't. Like, that's a failing advertising right there. That commercial made me not want to eat there. Made me want to steer clear of there. The fuck's going on over there? Are they feeding you humans?
Makes me want to try their buffalo wings.
It makes you want to try their buffalo wings.
For some reason.
And then this came out. All right, let's check this out. I've seen this.
I see no value in you.
The average American eats at KFC around 25 times a year. That is like inviting Colonel Sanders over for dinner twice a month wearing his iconic white suit and mystery recipe. But before you start craving that crispy golden chicken, there is something you should probably hear. Remember when your health teacher said you are what you eat? If that is the case, then a lot of us are walking deep fryers covered in 11 herbs and spices. Last week, I found a leftover KFC drumstick in my backpack from, wait for it, 2 weeks ago. The scary part? It looked exactly the same as the day I bought it. No mold, no strange smell. My homemade chicken leftovers start growing their own ecosystem after just 3 days. A real piece of fried chicken has about 5 or 6 ingredients. Chicken, flour, salt, pepper, maybe some buttermilk if you're feeling fancy. But KFC's recipe reads more like a lab experiment than a home-cooked meal. We are talking dozens of additives, preservatives, and mystery seasonings that sound like they came out of a science kit, not a kitchen. Let us talk about the infamous original recipe. KFC guards this thing like it is a national treasure. 11 secret herbs and spices? Sounds more like a marketing gimmick than a health-conscious decision. And even if the exact blend is locked in a vault somewhere, the list of actual ingredients used in their kitchens is not as mysterious. We are talking monosodium glutamate, anti-caking agents, and hydrogenated oils that make a nutritionist break out in hives. The chicken itself is often injected with a sodium solution to plump it up and make it juicier, which is basically the food industry's way of saying, we added salt water and hope you will not notice. A former KFC employee told me that the meat sometimes arrives pre-breaded and frozen in giant bags, shipped from processing plants miles away. The real recipe is less about secret spices and more about maximizing shelf life and keeping costs down. But what really gets me is how the chicken manages to stay so consistent. Every KFC, every state, the same texture, the same flavor, the same golden crunch. It is like they cloned the chicken. A friend of mine who worked in food manufacturing said the goal is uniformity, not quality. That means every bite is engineered to be the same, down to the texture of the breading. Real food does not work that way. If you fried 10 different pieces of chicken at home, no two would be exactly the same. One might be a little crispier, one a little juicier. But KFC, it is like someone photoshopped a chicken leg and then printed it on a factory assembly line. And let us not even get started on the sides. Mashed potatoes that do not actually contain real potatoes. Gravy that comes from a powder mix. Biscuits that taste like they were made in a chemistry lab instead of a bakery. I once watched a KFC worker make mashed potatoes by pouring boiling water into a tub of beige flakes. The texture looked like drywall paste and smelled like cardboard dipped in butter flavoring. Real mashed potatoes should take peeling, boiling, mashing, and seasoning. At KFC, they come in a bucket and start as powder. Their macaroni and cheese? Orange goo over mushy noodles that somehow manages to be both too salty and completely bland at the same time.
Hungry.
It is like they made food that looks like comfort food, but forgot the actual comfort part. Here is the wild part. Some of their so-called healthier items are actually worse for you than the classics. Take their chicken sandwich. Sounds innocent enough. A piece of chicken, some mayo, a bun. But that sandwich packs over 700 calories and nearly 1,500 milligrams of sodium. That is more than half your daily limit in one sitting. Their pot pie? A buttery crust filled with creamy filling and chunks of chicken. Sounds homemade. But it is one of the most calorie-dense items on the entire menu. Over 700 calories and more sodium than you would find in 3 servings of canned soup. A friend of mine tried switching to the grilled chicken to be healthier. He thought, hey, no frying. This must be...
You know, I've always found it strange. People really want to save money, but are so willing to toss their hard-earned coin into...
better. What he got was a piece of meat soaked in marinade, charred on the outside, and still somehow rubbery in the middle. And the sodium? Almost identical to the fried stuff. Speaking of sodium, one of KFC's medium side dishes, the coleslaw, has more sodium than a bag of potato chips. That is coleslaw. The side dish your grandmother used to make with cabbage, vinegar, and maybe a little sugar. KFC's version tastes like it was marinated in a salt shaker. And then there is the infamous double down. Remember that thing? 2 pieces of fried chicken with cheese and bacon in the middle. No bun, just meat holding more meat. It is a sandwich, except the bread is also meat. The first time I saw it, I thought it was a joke. Then I realized they were serious. One of those has over 1,800 milligrams of sodium. That is like licking a salt block at a farm and calling it lunch. But what really surprised me was the dessert situation. You would think dessert would be the safest part. A cookie, a cake, maybe a chocolate chip biscuit. How bad could it be? Pretty bad, apparently. Their chocolate chip cookie has 15 grams of sugar, and that is just one cookie. Their chocolate cake slice? Over 400 calories. That is like eating an entire candy bar, but with frosting. The sugar is not just in the desserts either. One of their sauces, honey barbecue, contains over 10 grams of sugar per packet. That is more sugar than in a scoop of ice cream. Dip your chicken in a few of those, and you are basically eating dessert disguised as lunch. The psychology behind it all is almost impressive. KFC wants to convince you that you are treating yourself, that you are getting real Southern cooking made with love and tradition. But what you are actually getting is a fast food version of a Southern meal that has been re-engineered, dehydrated, frozen, and reheated until it barely resembles the original. My cousin from Georgia once said, KFC is to Southern food what reality shows are to real life. Technically accurate, but completely artificial. And let us talk about their chicken buckets. A bucket of food. That used to sound fun. Family style, nostalgic. Now it sounds like a challenge. One 8-piece bucket contains enough calories to feed a small village. Add in 2 sides and biscuits, and you are looking at over 3,000 calories. That is more than most people should eat in an entire day. But the marketing says family dinner, a bonding moment. And sure, everyone is bonding over indigestion. A friend of mine tried feeding his family only KFC for a week just to see what would happen. He figured it was cheaper than groceries and faster than cooking. By day 4, his kids were begging for broccoli. That is when you know something is wrong. The youngest said, "Daddy, this chicken makes my tummy sad." Out of the mouths of babes. His grocery bill went down, but the cost of napkins, stomach medicine, and regret went way up. By the end of the week, he had spent more money than usual and felt like he had swallowed a grease-soaked brick. He said he needed a detox vacation to recover from chicken. But here's the part that really makes you pause: the meat quality. KFC says they use high-quality chicken, but former employees and insiders have told a different story. Some locations reportedly use meat that has been frozen for weeks, even months. And not just frozen, but pre-seasoned, pre-breaded, pre-everything. By the time it hits the fryer, it has been through more processes than a passport application. One employee said, "It shows up in boxes, already looking like chicken nuggets. We just drop it in hot oil and hope it comes out golden." That is not cooking. That is just reheating with flair. One of the scariest things is how little the average customer knows about what goes into that crispy bite. Most people assume it is just chicken and flour, maybe some secret spices. But when you actually look at the list of what is in that breading mix, it gets weird fast. Anti-foaming agents, texturizers, flavor enhancers, stabilizers.
When we found out we were pregnant, of course, we were looking for any ways to slash bills, and Spectrum just had better deals.
That money we saved with Spectrum just added to what we could repurpose for our daughter.
Real customers, real savings. To see how much you can save, visit spectrum.com/save.
Words you cannot pronounce unless you are a chemistry professor. One ingredient, sodium aluminum phosphate, is commonly used in industrial applications like cement. But at KFC, it is just part of the crunch. Let us talk about the oil, the magical potion that gives everything that golden brown coat. KFC uses hydrogenated soybean oil, which is a fancy way of saying trans fat city. Trans fats are so unhealthy, they have been banned in several countries and are heavily regulated in the United States. But traces still sneak into fast food frying oil. And it is not just the oil itself. It is how often it gets changed. Some former workers say the oil only gets changed every few days, depending on how busy the store is. That means your chicken might be swimming in the same oil that has already fried 100 other meals. That oil is not just seasoned, it is ancient. And then there is the packaging. It looks friendly enough. A smiling kernel, red and white stripes, a paper box that feels like it came from a church picnic. But have you ever noticed how greasy the box gets? That is not moisture. That is oil leakage from the food itself. I once left a box of leftover KFC on my car seat. By the next morning, the grease had seeped through the box, through a paper bag, and stained the upholstery. That chicken left a mark, literally. If your food is greasy enough to ruin furniture, it might be time to rethink what it is doing to your body. Their promotional items are another trick. Every few months, KFC rolls out some wild new limited time item. A sandwich with donuts as the bun. Popcorn chicken pizza. Fried chicken wraps with nacho cheese. It is like they let a group of sleep-deprived college students design the menu at 3 in the morning. These items are engineered to go viral. Not because they taste good, but because they shock people. They are not food. They are publicity stunts covered in batter. People line up, take a photo, and post it online like they just visited a museum exhibit. But when the cameras are off, they are left holding a sandwich that tastes like regret and sugar. Now let us talk about the beverages. You walk in thinking you will get a chicken meal and a small drink. But those drinks are never small. KFC's idea of a small is what used to be a large back in the 1990s. One medium soft drink can contain over 60 grams of sugar. That is like drinking 2 candy bars and then asking why you feel tired afterward. They push meal upgrades constantly. Would you like to make that a large? For just $1 more, you can double the regret. It is not just upselling. It is nutritional sabotage disguised as hospitality. And if you think you can outsmart the system by choosing water, good luck. Some locations do not even have free water cups visible. You have to ask for one. And when you do, they give you a tiny cup that looks like it came from a dentist office. It is barely enough to rinse your mouth, let alone quench thirst. It is like they are trying to guilt trip you into buying soda. And let us not forget their infamous sweet tea. One serving has so much sugar it makes soda look like a health drink. I once tried calculating how much sugar was in a large sweet tea, and halfway through I started questioning my life decisions. Let us not forget about the marketing itself. The entire KFC brand is built on nostalgia. Southern charm. That folksy drawl of Colonel Sanders promising you a homemade meal. But here's the thing. It is not homemade. It is not fresh. It is not even particularly Southern anymore. The entire brand is owned by a multinational corporation that also owns Taco Bell and Pizza Hut. It is about as Southern as a conference room in a New York skyscraper. The commercials make it look like a grandma is in the back making your dinner. In reality, it is a teenager pulling trays out of a freezer while checking their phone. And then there is the chicken shortage issue. Remember that? A few years back, some locations literally ran out of chicken. That is like a gas station running out of gas. How does that even happen? Turns out when your supply chain is stretched across multiple continents and relies on a just-in-time shipping, one hiccup can shut down the entire operation. Customers showed up for fried chicken and left with disappointment, and maybe a biscuit if they were lucky. It was so bad that one location actually hired a DJ to distract customers from the empty kitchen. I wish I were joking. The worst part might be how normal all of this has become. We joke about it, we expect the food to be greasy, we expect to feel sluggish afterward, we expect it to be unhealthy, but we eat it anyway because it is easy and cheap. Except it is not really cheap. Not when you factor in the long-term cost. The doctor visits, the blood pressure medication, the energy crashes, the missed days of work. That 8-piece bucket might cost $20 today. But what about 20 years from now? How much is that convenience really worth? A friend of mine decided to give up KFC for a full month just to see what would happen. He was not trying to make a statement. He just got tired of feeling like a human grease trap every time he ate lunch. The first few days were rough. His cravings kicked in hard. Every billboard, every TV commercial, even the smell of frying oil from down the street felt like a siren song. His car kept pulling into the KFC parking lot like it had muscle memory. He had to physically steer away like he was avoiding an X at the grocery store. By the end of the first week, something surprising started to happen. He stopped feeling bloated all the time. His skin cleared up. That weird film on his tongue after every meal? Gone. He said his energy levels actually felt consistent throughout the day instead of spiking and crashing like a roller coaster. He even started sleeping better. The biggest change, though, was mental. He realized how much of his eating habits had become automatic. He was not hungry, he was bored or stressed, or driving past a KFC and thought, why not? That why not had been costing him $150 a month and making him feel worse with every bite. The physical numbers were just as eye-opening. His blood pressure dropped by 10 points. His doctor literally high-fived him during his next appointment.
Not wild. So, you know, you gotta be cautious of what you're eating. I mean, that KFC commercial, whoa. I'd share that with a friend. Just the KFC commercial. Didn't get into all this other stuff about KFC. But that commercial, weird, right? I showed that to a few friends around here, and they said, I'm not eating KFC no more. Sounds to me like a fail in sales and marketing. I wouldn't eat there either. I'm thinking they made the right choice. You are, after all, what you eat. But what if you're eating human? Wild.